Welcome, everybody, and welcome back to a Strixhaven, a Curriculum of Chaos, a Dork Tales Patreon exclusive. I am Christa, your Dungeon Master. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and I am very excited to present this absolutely wild group of shenaniganers. So let's meet them. Kelly, hello.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kelly, also known as Kyle, the Superion Heartbreaker, who's probably just going to get really depressed for the end of this campaign. I have a feeling. How's it going, everybody? I'm normally in that seat right there. Oh, I picked the right side this time. Good, because the mirroring.
Good job. Good job.
I'm learning, guys. And I'm very excited to be here doing this game for the Patreon, which the Patreon has swelled again. Thank you for all the new patrons. I've been seeing that we've had 3 in the past day, which has been fantastic to see. And is really funny because I told the other people who are agreeing to take a turn in the DM's chair when we hit certain milestones, because we dropped a couple between the month gap. I was like, oh, you relax. You probably don't have to go. And then suddenly it's like within a day, it's like, oh, we're like 4 away again. Sorry.
Panic.
So that's pretty good. So I spent all day puppy sitting, so I am both sleepy and energized at the same time.
That's very very fair. Many spoons gained, but not a lot of
many spoons licked.
A lot of energy spent. Many spoons. I'm very sure.
What did you feed her?
Sugar.
Part of a donut.
Don't worry about
actually.
It.
You gave her part of a donut? Oh my god.
Well, like this big.
Okay.
I fed my cat most of my hot dog bun.
Did you say ham sandwich? Just the whole
hand.
Get in there.
No, he sits on the chair like a person and just waits for little pieces of bread. Anyway,
he's a well-bred cat.
He's a very well-bred cat. He even wears a bow tie.
Purebred. Purebred.
He's purebred. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Robin, hello.
Hello. I just saw Kelly do a very suggestive move back on the replay on YouTube.
Feeding a cat a sandwich, Robin.
Feeding a cat a sandwich does sound like an innuendo, though.
It does. I need to.
It really
my
does.
god. Yes, it does. I'm gonna feed that cat a sandwich later, if you know what I mean.
Wait, is that what Kai
And here we go.
last episode?
Yeah. Hi.
Oh,
I bet you guys missed me from last week. Sorry for
miss you all
missing
the
that.
Exactly.
My grandma's actually she's actually was released from the hospital this afternoon.
Released?
So she
or escaped.
What? Yeah, exactly.
She's broken out of containment.
Oh my god.
Well,
yep. So yeah, it's good for now, I guess. But yeah, sorry, I was a bit emotionally not available for last week, but I am back. Robin, she, her pronouns. Same with Nelloris Sullenclaw, our Fey Arlynn Circle of Spores druid. And I'm so excited to be back with my ears and totally not going into something
Trouble.
that's bad news for now.
Oh, I
was
forgot.
watching last episode too, and things are being found out, and my drawing is everywhere. Just people are seeing it.
Nice.
It's okay. Arlynn still thinks it's of her, so
it's true.
I didn't lie. I forgot to say my pronouns are he and his and him.
Oh my god.
Is that bro?
Kai's pronouns are bruh and bro.
Wonderful.
Bro.
Bro and bros. Celdrynn, Wei, hi, how's it going? Have you frozen?
No, I think he's looking
We
down.
might have frozen.
No, he looks.
Oh,
no, he froze.
Nope.
There went Wei.
He froze.
Okay, well, let's while we're waiting for Wei to come back, Brynn, hello.
Hello. Brynn here, Arlynn. I use she, her, they, them pronouns. Is there other stuff we were supposed to say?
Yeah.
What's your class?
Also, what are you doing? What's your life like? You having fun?
Pretty okay. Sorry, my insulin pump is making noise in the background. So I was muted. It's okay. It figured it out. It's feeling better now.
Wei's internet
lost
just
internet.
went out.
No.
Hey, someone
Damn
else's
it,
turn.
Comcast!
Comcast!
How dare you come across the border like this?
Yes.
Sorry. Yes. Was you good, Brynn? Up to anything else exciting?
Yeah, no, Yep. Arlynn's good. Great. Ready to party and have new life experiences.
She's working on that.
Yeah,
Traz,
right?
hi.
Hi, I am. You'll have to excuse me. I'm only like on 2-3 hours sleep. So, Trez, I use he/him pronouns, and I'll be playing our fallen ASMR Packet of the Genie Warlock Telbron Stevedore.
That's a lot of
Words.
You did it. I'm so
That's a
proud
lot
of
of
you.
words.
As Sabina, I 100% understand how very many
I
words
think yours is
there are.
still a little longer as Sabina, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, yeah,
think
I
you
also
still
have
got me
a
beat.
That's why I've shortened Barbarian just so it's really easy. You know, mine
Yeah,
is simple to
yeah.
say. Barbarian.
Like
know?
range lock or warger, just I don't know, it doesn't work.
Range lock's not
I'm a
bad.
warger.
Range lock's not
Yeah,
bad.
that's
Are you a warger?
Yeah.
You warg into things?
A warger? Yeah, exactly. A warlger? No, it doesn't work. Fantastic. So yeah, we are just waiting for Wei to restart their router. So how about I yeah, there you go. Just have Wei can just come over to Brynn's and they can switch into one camera. Much adorable. So let's try to remember what happened last session.
Nothing happened of notice. Nothing happened of consequence.
Nothing happened. There
Nothing
you are,
happened
Wei.
at all.
Hello.
Oh, can you hear me?
Hey, the way.
Okay, sorry about that.
Hey, you know what? We're all having some
Uh-oh.
troubles with the internet
Uh-oh.
lately. So
But he looks
Wei
so
froze
handsome.
again.
We at least we caught him
He's
on a good freeze
frozen
that's a
frame.
very
again.
good. That's a very good stuck. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there
Oh, wait,
you are.
You're back.
Oh, there you
You're
go.
good?
It stalled you out, Way, but you were in the middle of like a fairly charming smile, so it actually worked pretty well.
It was very sweet.
Awesome.
I was like,
I'll
oh,
get a
you look
lot of
good
those. Yeah, I'm Wei. I'm always super excited to be here and playing with these guys. I play Celdrynn, who is a sorcerer of sorts, and he's probably the one who's kind of currently not so sure of himself, but he's still finding himself. And yeah, I am super looking forward to what happens tonight.
Exciting. Fantastic. Great. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of last episode. So, and please jump in if I miss anything. So we started off having a couple of people not around. Kai witnessed Celdrynn stepping through a portal with a mysterious woman in a hood. And and then went to continue about his day, while Arlynn took an exam for that she had missed from being sick, and Telbron had to retake that exam because he failed it the first time around. And then Nell was somewhat mysteriously not seen. So our three PCs who were still kicking around campus went and spent a little time together, sort of under the maybe studying, possibly, in which eventually Arlynn and Kai sort of bailed on Telbron to go study in the quad, where Arlynn asked for Kai's assistance in bringing another familiar into the world, in which we discovered Uzak, our delightful little ooze friend, who is mostly clear but glitters when they are happy, I believe is what Uzak is. Yes.
Mhm.
Who, while Shay, the other familiar, has a very adorable little turtle. Uzak sounds a little more.
I think Uzak got wetter.
He did.
I mean,
Just
after
constantly
the
wetter.
end of last
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, after the pool party.
Yeah. Precisely. Right. There was a pool. Right. We forgot about that one. That was off screen. It was a pool party.
It was off screen. It was good.
while they were off summoning oozy creatures, Telbron had almost had a game of Dragon Chess with local Loxodon resident Rampart, who imparted a little wisdom and helped Telbron work through some stuff. So they are hoping to see Telbron out to play a little more chess once again. Hopes they have found a friend in that. Then we had Telbron went looking for Nell to no avail and missed what was in the trash can in Nell's room, which was a letter with the Stevedore seal on it. But no trace of her to be found. We ended that episode with Telbron's stress and the possible lack of stress between Arlynn and Kai, which proves to after Arlynn found the drawing that Nell had done of herself and Kai, Arlynn mistaking it as a artwork of her and Kai. I
actually thought Kai drew it. I didn't realize Nell drew it.
Yep.
Well, which is even better, yes. So Arlynn thinks Kai drew.
Yes, Kai
him
has stolen my
and Arlynn.
art and claimed it as his own.
I did
do
not.
not copy. OC, do not copy.
Oh my god.
This is the OC.
No, this is more like Arlynn reposted and like miscredited.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes. So all sorts of fun things.
It's fine.
Random. I did try to convince Traz to take familiar. I don't think I've succeeded, but I was trying to get everybody familiars.
You tried.
I tried.
It doesn't fit in my mind for the character, so I'm like, no.
Perfect. And on that note, you guys can all jump to level 3.
Woo!
Woo!
Wait. I don't know if I'm
You were
level 2.
You are now.
Oh my god.
You should be.
Brynn.
No, you were level 2. I remember we spent time leveling
I
you
am-
one episode.
I
You
am
were
level
I
2.
rolled
Yeah,
6
we
hit
good,
points.
We good.
Okay.
Yay!
Oh, I need to roll hit points. Dude,
I
Oh,
rolled
thank God.
8
You
hit
roll for hit
points. Yeah.
Wait, am I
Yeah.
Are you D8?
I'm D8, baby. Druid,
I've rolled
man.
6 both levels now. Oh, that's so good.
see what I roll.
Oh my god.
Telbron sees the picture and thinks
I
it's
rolled a
him and Kai.
2.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Bob.
So how many
I
hit
rolled
points
a
does
2.
everybody else have? Because this is just great.
How many hit points do you have?
Yeah. How many hit points do you have?
26.
Okay.
How many? You and your superior broken ass class and race over
I got
there.
20, so don't feel bad.
How many?
30 hit points as a sorcerer.
As a sorcerer, you are fucking
Gross.
insane, bro. Broke.
I have a +3 to my con. And I gain a
This is
bonus hit
true.
point just for being cool.
Oh my god.
Whatever.
Also, I get hit a lot, so, you know.
This is you do put
Fair.
yourself in the
Well,
way.
so do I, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
yes,
not
so some
my
of you have picked subclasses. I think it's just Brynn.
Mhm.
Brynn, do you know what wizard school you're taking?
Oh, I'm already in School of Evocation.
Oh, there you are. Never mind then.
Are we
So
a whole
okay.
Wizards
party
pick those at
of
level 2.
not subclasses?
Yeah, I picked it
Wow,
at level 2.
3.
Oh, okay, level 2. Okay. So we have Circle of Spores Druid, we have Evocation Wizard, we have a Favored Soul Sorcerer, we have a Wild Magic Sorcerer, and we have a Genie Patron Warlock who just needs to pick their pact now.
Yes.
Yes. Kai gets
Probably
hit
need
and
back to
hit
the
on.
tomb.
That's true.
You think Impact to the Tomb? Tome?
At
Pact
least
to the Tome?
for now, anyway.
Okay.
Tome. Yeah, Tome. I'm tired. I always.
Yes,
you
I
know,
did-
something's
now
wrong
I
with
did-
my
The
eyes.
tomb works too.
Back to yes. Just for all of you rules followers out there, I did discuss with Traz that as this is a university story, we don't always know who we are in university, and sometimes we pick the wrong path. So sometimes down the road, you just gotta rejigger some things. So I did tell Traz that because he was really torn between a couple of pacts, and so I said if down the road he wants to swap, we will backtrack, swap everything over, and jump it to whatever else. That stands for everybody else. If you guys take something that you feel really doesn't fit who the characters become, let me know, and we will absolutely bugger that around. We're playing pretty fast and loose in this game, so
And honestly, you should do that anyway. If there's any downtime,
I
you can
agree.
do a complete class change, right?
Yeah.
Like you took a summer off, you decided to become a druid. It's fine.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Why not? You know, who doesn't? Who doesn't spend a summer planting trees and become a druid for a little while? Right?
I never
Yeah.
did that. It pays well, apparently.
It does pay really well. And then you have a bad back for the rest of your life. And I already had a bad back, so I chose not to do that.
Oh, okay.
I feel the bad back club. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad Back Club.
been there. Yep.
Go team.
Yep.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's hop in, unless anyone else has anything to do before game starts.
I just gotta pick some spells, but that's pretty good.
I get one spell. I pick mine. So.
Fantastic.
Oh, should I just
Awesome.
take haste?
Yes.
Wait, that's
yes.
a third level spell. Damn it.
Oh.
Can I have haste?
But yes, correct. Can you? Yeah, absolutely have haste. No, don't actually.
I
Wunderbar.
I
All right.
prepared one of the spells for today. I prepared the spell that accidentally spilled Hayden's secret in Rime the Frost
Oh.
Maiden.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Can I ask a rules question or an opinion question of everybody?
Yes.
Should I take careful spell or should I take the explodey spell?
What is careful spell?
Careful spell means that I do an AoE and I can designate up to my charisma in people that it doesn't hurt.
They save their successfully save their saving throw, I believe.
Is that the way it works?
Oh, is that the wording?
The evocation is the one that you can assign people to not take any damage.
Oh,
The evocation was yours.
okay. Yeah, so they automatically succeed their saving throw. Yeah, if I.
So
okay, so they would take
for example,
half damage.
Fireball, they'll take half
okay.
damage, whereas an evocation was you can
They take
have
no.
them
Okay.
take
Yeah.
no
That's
damage.
That's fair. Good. So is that feel like more Kai, or does like empowered spell feel
That
like
does
it?
not sound like Kai.
I'm
I
going
think
to be
I
totally
think you'll
honest with
learn
you.
that the next time he has meta.
Yes, I was gonna say. I feel
Yeah.
like right now, Kai's is boomy. There
Yeah.
might be a point down the road
yeah.
where I think he will
Empowered
pinch.
spell. So re-rolling bad dice rolls or
Mhm.
giving disadvantage on people.
That
who
one's
get
really
hit
good
by.
too.
Is it?
Ooh.
So heightened
But
spell
in
because I already
terms of
took
you-
seeking spell.
For Kai, if you are wanting something like really oomphy, the empowered one seems to fit more, but the disadvantage is really useful. So it's really up to you.
Yeah.
Do you use a lot of spells that require throws?
You know what? I'm going to use empowered because I have a lot of spells that are multiple dice of damage.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 3d6 or 4d6 or something like that. So being able to reroll ones on those would be
Huge.
cool. And then I took seeking spell, Christa, which is basically if I botch or miss at a spell attack, I can be like, oh, for God's sake, and spend a point to try to reroll. Hope for the better.
Fantastic. I love it. I'm
What's the
here
other
for
one
it.
that you took?
That one, seeking spell and empowered. I took those two.
Right.
Which one did you take? What'd you take?
Subtle and Twin.
Twin
is
is
the best when it's not Kai.
I love it.
Yeah.
Subtle is the best, man.
Subtle is so Celdrynn.
Subtle's good too.
The amount of
Yeah.
role playing things I've done, I just in my campaigns where
yeah.
I've been like, you know what, I'm gonna throw 5 spell slots for nothing, not even in combat. I'm just gonna mess around with an NPC. It's just
That's fair.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, that sounds fantastic. So let's start this off with a little bit of a rollback in time to Celdrynn yesterday morning. Celdrynn, you are asleep in your dorm bed, and you hear a soft that wakes you up.
Yes, Celdrynn slowly like stirs to, and he's kind of like in that dazed moment where he's not sure what he's heard. So he slowly sits up. What time is it?
It is not light out yet.
No?
Like
Okay.
or like it's just coming up.
Celdrynn slowly rubs his eyes. He's got like one of those pajamas that are too big for him. So all the sleeves go like past his knuckles. And yeah, so he like slowly pushes himself out of the bed and slowly walks up to the door and kind of like opens a tiny crack. He says, "Hello?"
From behind you, you hear a
Celdrynn like quickly turns around, realizes it's probably the window.
and yes, yeah, and then you see a little rock hit the window.
He walks up to the window and he like peeks down, tries to see whatever's down there.
What's your AC?
My AC is 15.
As you open the window and stick your head out, a rock goes, like just a little pebble goes whizzing past you.
Actually, sorry, 12 because I don't have mage armor on.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I rolled 2.
Oh,
Okay. It goes flying past you. Yeah, this rock comes flying past you.
Jerks back and he sticks his head out the window. He's like, does he see anything?
There's a woman standing at the bottom. You guys are on like the second floor, I think I said. There's a woman who looks up at you, lets their hood fall back, and waves excitedly. And you recognize your sister Neek.
I look at her confused. I'm like, what are you doing? Do you know what time it is?
I haven't slept in a while. Come on, calm down.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Like quickly changes and gathers his usual stuff, his keys and whatever, and then as quietly as possible closes the door behind him and silently locks it and tries to tiptoe himself downstairs as quickly as possible.
Awesome. You will see, like, there's a couple people walking around outside, but like they're either people that are coming home, like they're either still up from the night before and coming home from the Bow's End, or they're heading to the biblio. Like they're
Right.
on their way to the library. So like you're not super out of place for being up at this early.
Okay.
Are you getting dressed? Sorry, did you say you got dressed, or are you going?
Yeah,
into
he
pajamas?
quickly got changed as quickly as
Right,
possible.
Yes. Yeah, so she's down kind of around the back, and she's kind of like leaned up against a tree.
I'll like walk up to her and like kind of feel the morning chill and just ask her like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Roll me an insight check.
Ooh. It's a natural 9 plus insight 3, so that is a 12.
Okay. You haven't, like, your sister's not a whole lot older than you, but she kind of went off on her own pretty young. So you probably haven't really seen her like this before, but you've recognized drunk people recently. And she's holding it together, but she's she's giggle drunk. Like she's had a few, and she's real giggly. Celdrynn, I came and found you at school. You're such a nerd.
I can smell the alcohol on you. How much have you been drinking?
It's not how much, it's for how long. It's, I don't know, like 3 days? What are days? It's different on every plane. The sun's different? What is the sun like here? How long's a day here?
Days?
You gotta come with me. I just did a huge job and I got the biggest payout, and I try not to do what mom and dad do, and I try not to spend it all right away, but sometimes you gotta just live, so you gotta come with me.
Okay. Where?
Kelly, where's a fun party place in Elos?
There are quite a few. What
Isla's
kind of
What's
party?
like a
Here?
Vegas? What's like Vegas type?
Oh,
Like what's
Mirage.
got kind of
Mirage.
Mirage!
Mirage. Immediately, Mirage. The teleporting
Yup.
city of Mirage. It is literally
Yep.
Fantasy Vegas.
Yep, we just did shards there. It was great.
perfect. Absolutely wonderful. So she goes,
I like
"No,
how
you
quick
and-
that was. Mirage.
Yeah, exactly. The two of you. So she kind of like, are you wearing your uniform or are you wearing
Yeah.
like regular clothes? Okay.
I'm wearing my
So
uniform.
she kind of grabs you by the like the front of your uniform, and she's just kind of leaning in real close, and she's like, "Yeah, you gotta come with. It's so good. There's gambling, and the city teleports, and it's so good. You coming?"
Yeah, and he's thinking to himself, like, gambling, that reminds me of my parents, but I better go and make sure she doesn't get into trouble.
Okay. Amazing, wonderful. Okay, you gotta meet the mayor. He's a tiger. It's great. Okay, Red,
Oh my
let's
God.
go. We're gonna find you a new outfit though, because this nerd shit's not gonna hold up. And she tosses a thing to the ground, like a little crystal, and it bamfs into a portal. And she will step through it.
Okay, I'll look down and then take a deep breath and jump through.
Wonderful. And the camera sees Kai looking out the window, seeing this as we establish our timeline. Oh, as I pull my nose ring out, don't mind me. So you're gonna jump through. And Kelly, can I get a description of Mirage?
Okay, so Mirage is a giant floating city that it kind of is just like, it's vaguely like Babylonian, Arabian. We're talking like big domes, but mixed with like glitz and glamour. Everything is gold. Everything is lit, fam. The sky is this swirling, iridescent acid trip of colors, because it's the magical barrier around the town that keeps everybody in.
Amazing.
And it is just like the strip of Vegas, but designed like it's inside of a snow globe that you can't escape. There is no day,
So-
there is no night. It is just this
Okay.
incandescent perma twilight.
Amazing. I was gonna say, so it's kind of a blend of the Mirage and Fremont Street.
Kind of, with like a mix of a little bit of like a flashy version of Dark City. Like with just like all of the, like there's so many different layers and like little like places for back alley deals underneath bridges and like walkway. It's trippy.
Amazing.
And there's people everywhere partying all the time. And I can get some party music for this. Give me one sec.
That would be great. Honestly, feel free to jump in as random characters if you want to feel like they should be there. So Celdrynn, you step through and you are sort of hit by this energy, this like party atmosphere that like you've probably never been in. Like you've now been at like university parties. This blows that out of the water. This is wild. You've never experienced this before. And your sister just like immediately is like dancing in this like big group of people that are kind of like walking down the road doing that, and it's just kind of like chatting with people and then like walking away from the mid conversation, like mid sentence, and just like moving on to something else. So she comes up and she says, "Okay, Celdrynn, we got to get you a different outfit, okay? Because this like, look at me." And she's wearing literally like leather and like, you know, very much an assassin's garb. And she's like, "I fit in this. We need you to fit in this. Oh, I think you're muted.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Celdrynn looks at himself. He's like, he looks around and he's like, okay, where can we get clothes?
Oh, I don't hear. And she just kind of like stumbles, like grabs you and kind of stumbles in to a shop that has all sorts of crazy clothes. Feel free to tell me what kind of outfit Celdrynn would get if it was up to him.
I would imagine it's not up to him. I would imagine he's there and trying like 5 different outfits, all given to him like in armfuls at a time by his sister, and eventually they settle on kind of like baggy pants with like a very mixed mixture of styles, where there's like a side sash that runs over a shirtless torso that's like sky blue and with like very like pointed shoes. He looks kind of like a cross between like a Roman and like an old like Arabian fantasy character.
Amazing. Okay, so this ridiculous assortment of things.
Mhm.
Fantastic. She throws stuff. The person who owns the shop is kind of like side-eyeing of like, it's you know what? It's fashion. It's what it is. And she like tosses, a couple of gold coins on the and now this is like she's without thought and asking prices, tossing gold on the table and going, okay, let's go, come on, there's this place that does the absolute wildest food. I genuinely don't know what it is, and I don't ask, so come on, let's go.
Okay, he's gonna follow her and see what he finds.
Fantastic. He really, she's just gonna lead you on just a fun time. There's like, she's not on work, there's nothing insidious going on. She talks to people as if they're her best friends. If you ask her who they are, she's like, I don't know. Like she will take you all sorts of places. Eventually, after like a few hours, she'll ask you if there's anything you want to do. Kelly?
I was just saying, as you're walking around, I think that like a trio of people are gonna walk past you, like one real hillbilly looking chick, and like this huge dude with like a huge beard, and like this little like halfling's gonna walk by and look at your outfit and be like, "Oh man, that's super cool, Opa Aladdin style,"
Oh no!
and then just keep walking.
Oh my god!
No,
I was trying to figure out who the fuck
everyone's
you were
going to
trying
die.
do. Yeah, right.
And a
Oh my
halfling in
God.
a Boy Scout outfit? Is
Yeah, that's really good, Opa Aladdin style. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty good.
They have a lot of hospitality here.
A possum
Yeah, she
says.
hands you. Yeah, possum runs past you.
Yeah.
There we go. We've officially got Nadpod in our.
Ha!
Yep.
Take that, Murph! I stole your characters.
Yeah, you guys are gonna wander around. Yeah, is there anything like, this is one of those places that has like, think Vegas, like it has like fun for the whole family. It does have crazy shows and crazy stuff. Is there something that like Celdrynn would want to go do?
I think he's gonna want to go to like a play, like one of those like really famous plays where he's gonna like just study them and try to like, because he's probably like the least skilled in his family in terms of like adopting new identities, so he's going to really like.
Does she accidentally
Oh.
take him to a burlesque show?
Oh my god, she probably does. She probably does first.
Hey, I went to in real life. I went to Vegas, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to see the Circus Soleil." And my friend's like, "Yeah, let's go." And she took me to Zoomanity, and I didn't find out until I got to the door what Zoomanity was.
Well,
It's
Yeah.
Circus Soleil's like burlesque show. Yeah.
Tis very, yes, accidental burlesque. Yeah, so she will take you, but honestly, like, she brings you to the final show in Moulin Rouge, where they actually do like a big play, but there's a ton of burlesque, like there's just a lot of naked people, but it's actually a really good production. And you're actually like pretty blown away by like how good
Oh, yeah,
everybody does.
Celdrynn would totally love it, but the whole time anyone's looking at him, he's like a bright shade of pink.
Absolutely. And then after the play, she somehow talks her way into going for afters with all of the production, and you kind of get dragged along, and you get all of these like gorgeous men, women, and in the middle, kind of like, in that way that people are just naturally flirtatious, and so they're talking to you and you're like, are you flirting with me, or are you not flirting with me, or are you just like this normally, and I'm not really sure how to respond to this, because if
Everyone's
you're
so
not
beautiful.
actually
He's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. They're so beautiful.
oh god. And yeah, you guys will have an absolutely wonderful time.
Nice.
And you've totally lost track of time. You have no idea how long you've been gone for. That's the beauty of Vegas. They pump oxygen in, so you don't know where you are.
Mhm.
And eventually she'll have kind of she'll have eaten and she won't have drank as much, and so she'll come over and kind of like sit down next to you and be like, all right, kiddo, should I take you back to school?
Oh, how many days has it been? I don't even remember.
She pulls out a little like watch that has like multiple hands going in all different directions, stops and goes, I mean, here maybe a couple days. Again, what is time? But no, back on Strixhaven it's only been about a day.
Yeah, I should probably get back.
I mean, you don't have to. Like I said, brother sister teams do fucking stellar in my business.
Ugh. No, I should. The last test, I honestly don't know how I passed.
Well, I admire your tenacity, so let's get you back, all right?
Yeah, that sounds good. And then he's gonna like slowly stand up and dust himself off.
All right. And she'll hand you a sack back that has like your uniform in it, but you'll still be wearing this ridiculous outfit. And she'll pop a portal. And she will step through it.
Yeah, he's gonna like take one last look around and he's gonna be like, man, I gotta come back one day. And then he's gonna step through.
Fantastic. And we're gonna put a pause on there and jump back to our other earlier yesterday event. Nelloris, you are sitting in your room. It's pretty early in the morning. You will have gotten up. What's Nell's morning routine? Does she like make herself some tea? Does she
I think Nelloris, she will. Yeah, she probably has a bunch of. One of the things that actually she has from home is some special mixes of teas from the local, like plants and fauna from her home, and that's like the one thing that she really misses and enjoys from her home is the tea that she gets from there. So she will probably start off with the morning kind of almost like a little bit of a ritual where she very carefully will take the time and brew the tea in the way that her mom taught her, and that she doesn't necessarily know that's conscious that she's doing it. It's just it's become such an ingrained procedure and routine in her ritual that she
that's just how you do it.
She just how you do it. So she probably starts off her day doing that. She probably will read a chapter of one of the many manga that she's reading at the time, and she'll just choose a random one and flip and read a chapter of that while the tea is brewing, and then she'll sip on that in the morning with Shay and have a little bowl of tea for Shay as well. I know they prefer coffee, but
yeah, they're getting used to it.
This is what we have at home, so you gotta get used to that.
Oh, cool. Coffee?
We can go for coffee later. Once we actually get dressed.
Oh, Celdrynn. And she'll kind of bobble to the window and kind of look out, and you will look out the window and see Celdrynn stepping through a portal.
Oh, bye, Celdrynn. Nell will like wave, even though Celdrynn won't see Nell waving, but Nell will wave.
And as you do that, a raven lands somewhat startlingly sort of like flies at the window and sort of scratches at it with its feet and bats at the window as it tries to stay aloft.
Oh, okay, just a second. And now quickly like open the window.
It'll kind of fly in and land on the edge, and it has a envelope in its mouth.
Oh. Well, thank you. Now we'll go and actually like go into her desk drawer, and she'll pull out, and in this desk drawer you will just see, the camera will just see that it's there's no organization, there's just literally like birdseed in it. And she'll just take out some of that, and then she'll just offer it to the raven and take the envelope from it as well.
It will happily sort of peck away.
And she'll try and like pet it on its head a little bit, and
it will accept. Shay will kind of walk over to it and caw.
Yeah.
And it
caw.
And kind of scares Shay, and Shay kind of like rolls over backwards.
It's okay. No, we'll pick up Shay and like just start.
Yeah. The bird will turn around and fly away.
Huh. Interesting. I don't usually get mail by this way. And then I will look at the envelope.
It is a plain folded over envelope that has your name written on the front of it. And when you flip it over, you recognize the Stevedore seal.
So now we'll probably have had like her ears will be up as like curious, and then all of a sudden they'll fall, and she's just like, this can't be good, can it? And she'll open it up to read it.
Wonderful. As you open it up, a smaller note sort of falls out of it. But you read the letter that's in it, and it says, "Dear Nelloris Sullenclaw, we must have words regarding my son, Ophelia. P.S. Please use attached scroll of teleport at earliest convenience. P.P.S. Please do not tell my son."
Huh. Hey, Telbron, do I recognize the name Ophelia?
That would be his mother.
Okay, I thought so. That's what I remember from your dog.
Oh, what you remember, he speaks fondly of his mother compared to his father.
Okay.
So.
Okay, cool. And I'll be like, well, this is better than I thought, Shay. After last night and then not showing up, I thought that it would be very fitting for the stories that I read that would be the dad, the scary, murdery dad, to want to talk to me. So maybe his mom will be nicer. Nell's gonna like get dressed in like, she like goes and looks at her closet and is like, what the fuck do I wear? And then she decides on the uniform just because she's like, this looks probably the most like official, and like I'm not trying to skip school, I guess. And then she'll like try and do her hair nice and like brush her feathers all neatly, and she's just like, Shay, we got this. And she wouldn't even think, because yeah, she was asked not to tell Telbron where she's going, so she won't write a note or anything. She will just use the teleport scroll, and here goes nothing. Use.
You disappear, and the envelope that had the letter that has been folded around falls into your garbage bin. Later, we will see Telbron enter your room looking for you and ignore this note in the garbage. You out of your room and in a gorgeously adorned library. Like, you and Arlynn, this is dream. Like, this is absolute goal library. Like, it is, the walls are lined with, gorgeous gold embossed books. All like there's like 2 fainting couches. There's multiple incredible comfy chairs, more stringent chairs that are more for sitting and talking. And you are standing directly in front of a enormous fireplace with a happy fire going in it, and you are facing a small table with a teacup in front of you and a beautiful older woman, not like maybe middle age, and like looks in her 50s, but stunning. And she sits there, legs crossed, very quietly tinkling a cup of tea as she stirs it. Miss Sullenclaw, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Hello, Mrs. Stevedore.
Please, you can call me Ophelia. Tink, tink, tink.
Ophelia, it is a pleasure to meet you as well. This is the most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen.
Thank you. I take great pride in my interior decorating. Please have a seat. And you'll notice there's a chair like right behind you.
Oh. Plop.
Would you like some tea? I know you are from, what is the name of your druid circle? And she reaches over and pours you a cup of tea. I don't know what your druid circle name's in.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I don't think there is one.
I don't think so. Where the... where's my voice? Apparently, it's gone. We're from the circle of the Feywild Owlin. I don't know if I actually have a specific name for it. I just know it as the circle of druids that I'm from.
Well, I did find where you were from, and I had some tea imported. I hope this is up to your tastes.
She will she'll smell it and like take a very tiny sip at first and then be like, wow, this is almost like home. The trick is to like do the bottom quarter with fresh river water cold and then put the hot water on top, and I find it just extracts it just a little bit differently, but that's also how my mom did it, so it's probably different, but this is like it's almost just like home.
Well, I'm glad we almost got there. Now, I have brought you here for a reason, and I'm sure you're aware. I understand that you are in a relationship with my son.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yes.
And how much has he shared with you?
A bit. He's a bit of a hard book to read, excuse my library pun. But I forget. It's been a hot minute. Does Nell know about the engagement?
Nell knows
Yes.
about the engagement, yeah.
Yes. I am aware of his betrothal to another woman. Yes, I am aware of that one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, to Yashala. Has he discussed his affliction with you?
Affliction? What do you mean?
Are you playing dumb, or is Robin questioning?
I'm questioning.
When he changed his form, his dread form came out, which literally just happened. IRL.
Yes.
So the quote unquote specter pox is what they go by for this.
Okay. Yes.
So you are welcome
yeah.
to play that however you like, whether you want to lie about it and call it Spectre Pox or whatever. But I will. That is what's happening.
Okay, that is it. Okay. Would Nell? I think. No, she'll be like. I just found out about it. I kind of forced it by accident. I didn't realize. I thought he lied to me about something else. And so I kind of cornered him, and I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. And I feel really bad. I was actually going to apologize to him this morning. But yeah, I just found out.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, if you are insisting on continuing a relationship with a betrothed man, I won't stop you in that. We all do things when we're young that may not be in our best interest and can frankly be quite dangerous for us. We've all been there. However, you must understand that if you are the reason anything goes wrong with his betrothal, you are the one I will hold responsible. And if Telbron has shared anything with you about our family, you understand the severity of that, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now, it is not unheard of for people in our rank to have mistresses, to have extramarital affairs, however you wish to call them. So please don't feel that this means I want you to stop seeing my son. I just want you to understand that his father takes his schooling very seriously, and as he failed his last exam, if you are seen to be the cause, my threats will be nothing compared to his. And he follows through very quickly on his.
Well, okay.
So I will not tell you to distance yourself from Telbron, but I will tell you to be cautious, and it is in your best interest to make sure he does well in school.
I understand loud and clear.
Wonderful. Now, it is perhaps best that you stay here for a short while. I know Telbron has to retake his exams today, so please enjoy the comfort of my study. I will have lunch sent up shortly, and anything else you need, you are welcome to, but I do urge you to not use this until this evening. And she will pass over another folded piece of paper that, if you open it up, is a scroll of teleport.
Okay.
If you require anything else, there is a bell at the door, and any of the servants will be happy to assist.
Thank you. And thank you for your generous hospitality, and I understand.
I'm glad. She will, in a very smooth motion, stand up and adjust her skirts, and give you a small head bow before she turns to leave.
Nell is like, once she leaves, Nell's just like gonna clutch Shay and just like shudder for a bit and just like so much that her ears fall off.
You scared her right out of her ears.
Right? She's like,
Hold yourself
oh my
together,
god!
man.
What did you say, Wei?
Literally
Hold
just falling apart.
yourself together, man. Come on.
Hold it together now. She's just gonna be like, what did we do? Nah, Shay, what have I done?
The door will open, or there will be a soft knocking, and then the door will open. And a young tiefling with a set of those like glasses that have all the crazy things coming off of them,
Yas.
will step in and go, sorry, ma'am. Did you want me to take that, or are you still drinking it, or would you like lunch, or can I get you anything?
I don't know if I'm starving or never want to eat anything again. So maybe, do you have like treats? Do you have something like sweet?
He walks over and goes, yeah, she has that effect on people.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, we've got some stuff down, some like cakes and cookies and things that we keep them on hand for guests, so not a problem. Hey, how's Telbron doing?
I think he's doing good. He didn't do well on his last test, and so he's retaking that today. Yeah, and his dad's kind of scary, and so I'm now like really worried about him.
You've met him.
I have not met him, but I've heard stories. Ooh. And if he's any scarier than his mom, that's even she's
a kitten compared, yeah, to the owl bear that is his dad. So yeah, I'd follow her. I'd stay here for a bit. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, just bring just keep them coming.
You got it. It's on the house.
And I'm just gonna stay here. And do you think she would be okay if I read something from her library?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just don't dog-ear the pages, and you're fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, I would never do that to books.
There's monsters in this world, and he kind of heads towards the door. Oh, sorry, shit. I'm Livtari, by the way. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Nelloris.
Yeah, it's wonderful to meet you, and I'm glad Telbron has someone like you in his life.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm really happy I'm in his life too. It's gotten a bit more scary for me, but it'll work out, I'm sure.
Make me an insight check.
Yeah. Hell yeah, let's do that, bad boy. Insight 17.
He says, yeah, it'll totally all work out.
Ha.
He doesn't believe it himself, but he's trying to hold a good face for you as he kind of backs towards the door and is like, yeah, what, absolutely. Enjoy your reading.
Thanks.
And he heads out.
I look forward to those cakes.
And he closes the door. We're gonna leave Nell there for a little bit. And let's go over to what would be the next morning. And we will go to Kai's room. I would love a constitution save from both of you just to see who wakes up first.
Sure, that's what it's for. That's what it's for.
Oh, damn. That is a 5? Oh, wait, no. 7. What, did you roll that
one, Brynn?
Yeah, here it begins.
What is it?
I'm
What
gonna-
is
I
that?
is just that powerful, eh?
He
got-
did roll a nat 20.
No, I rolled a
Mm.
25.
Oh, not a nat 20.
Can I say
What is that
Arlynn?
total, Brynn?
2.
Okay, go ahead.
Arlynn's like passed out on Kai's chest, snoring very loudly.
That's
Wonderful,
why
okay.
he rolled so badly, because it was hard to sleep.
Yes. So
Why did
Kai,
Arlynn
you-
roll so badly? She's just a nightmare.
Yes. Yeah, Kai, you wake up to
Mm.
very loud snoring.
Oh. Well, those...
You make
Huh?
when you make noise, Arlynn kind of like snuggles closer, but is like sound asleep.
Shit. You're snoring. Hey. Pinch your nose shut. Oh no, shit, now she's dying. Now she's dying. Okay,
Oh.
I think he's gonna do the hug and roll if she's still asleep.
Oh, do you want me to roll to see
Roll
if
me
she
a
wakes up
Constitution save, yeah.
again?
Should I do a sleight of
Yeah.
hand?
I
Let's
critted this
see.
time.
Did you?
Okay, you wake up. That wakes you up.
Hey.
Oh, hey, was I snoring? Sorry, that happens sometimes.
A little.
I have
It's-
these nose things in my room I put on
Oh.
that help, but it wasn't there, so I wasn't able to use them.
No, that's okay. I'm used to snoring. My stepdad snores pretty loud. Like he's got like dad snores, so like you're nothing. Don't worry about it.
And you like share a bed with your stepdad frequently?
No, on camping trips sometimes, but no, I can. My rooms when I was growing up was like right next to my parents. A lot of trauma from that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, try living with 2 owls. There was stuff. We don't have to talk about it.
do you want coffee? Do you?
Yeah, I
yeah.
would love coffee.
Do you want me to give you like? Do you want to take a shower or like?
Like together?
I don't know if that's allowed in the dorms. Plus they're pretty small. You're pretty small.
Arlynn's gonna check the time.
Could you fit in there with me? Like I'm pretty big. Like, bad.
It is you guys have missed your first class.
Okay. I'm like, it's pretty late in the morning. I bet there's no one in the showers. Come on, I thought you were a bad boy. And then
Okay.
she's gonna run out the door towards the shower, like wrapped in a sheet.
I'm just stealing a sheet.
Yeah.
I
I assume she woke up not wearing any clothes. I don't know why I assumed that.
fair point.
Is that kind of night?
Yeah. That's what I'm guessing.
Kai's gonna grab a washcloth to cover his shame and is gonna head after.
Kai, roll me a d20.
A 9.
You walk out the door to seeing Bagheera with a big pack over her shoulder and workout gear, looking back at Arlynn and then turning to look at you.
Hey, nice workout pack. Jim?
I was gonna see if you wanted to go. Is that yours?
What is what mine?
Pointing at Arlynn.
You know Arlynn.
No, I'm aware. I'm just wondering if
Hello.
the sheet. Hey.
Oh
And
yeah,
she'll
the
duck
sheet.
into the shower.
Yeah, bet. The sheet's mine, yeah.
So you don't want to do the gym this morning.
I could work out like early afternoon for sure, but I've got a class in like an hour.
I've got classes this afternoon and lifters after that.
Yeah, I've got lifters with you after that.
Yeah, okay.
Rain check?
We'll see you later. Wait, sure.
Yeah, bet.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna get a bigger towel.
You do that. And she's gonna stand and wait
He'll come back with a bigger
for you
towel.
to turn around.
Oh yeah. Like he'll just walk around his room naked. He doesn't care.
She's gonna kind of chuckle and she'll start walking off down the hall.
Hey, we're cool, right? Like we're good?
What do you mean?
Just
That?
just making sure. I got like just doing a vibe check.
Oh, yeah, we haven't done that exclusive thing, so I
We
hope
really
you're cool
haven't.
that
Bet.
I also haven't. Yeah?
Nice? Yeah? Good.
Good?
I mean, like if it's good for you, then it's good for you.
You're good.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Maybe we will talk about this when you're not mostly naked in a hallway.
okay.
We will
We'll talk
get
about it
drinks
when I'm
after
mostly
lifters.
naked out of a hallway.
Beautiful.
You can
That sounds
close
great.
optional for you too.
I figured it might be.
I was hoping
will
it might be.
catch you later, Kai.
Yeah. I'm very naked. I'm gonna go take a shower.
Enjoy. And she will head off down the hallway. And you will join Arlynn in the shower, I guess.
Oh boy, how small are these shower stalls? Because when I was living in a dorm, there were 2 flavors of shower stall. There was my first dorm, which was, oh my god, how is this a stall? This is big enough for one person to kind of do this. It's about the size of this window, right?
Yeah.
And then the other one was like a full shower stall. It was actually fairly decent.
I
See,
would
the two
say
showers that I had in my university was like the standing shower stall and then also the bath shower that no one used the bath, but there was still a thing
No,
there.
that was dangerous and toxic. Nobody ever used the bath,
No.
especially
Don't
not on
do
the
it.
guys' floor of the dorm.
There's something about a shared bath that's so much more concerning than a shared shower.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, because you're just
I
making
wore
multiple
my-
people's human soup without good
Yeah.
filtration.
I don't know if I should say the thing, but there were notices for guys to not do certain activities because it would clog the drains.
Ew.
Wow.
They were solo dorm rooms. Why would you need to? You had
See,
privacy.
Worrying.
Yeah,
By the way, that was
had the
about
shared
shaving. That was shaving,
bathroom.
obviously.
Oh, totally.
Of course we're shaving.
Don't shave.
Don't shave in the shower. Always shave in the shower. Shaving in the shower is way better, usually, depending on what you're shaving.
I'm going to say these are like leisure center showers or like gym showers. Like
Okay.
there's room, And not a lot of room, but there's room. Brynn, roll me a d20.
Okay. 14.
Okay. There is no one in the bathroom right now. Your guess was correct. A lot of people are at classes right now.
Arlynn will
yeah.
carefully hang the sheet on the hook designated for towels.
It's
and
dragging
will
in the
start-
water and it's so long.
No, further away. She's careful with Kai's sheet.
Yeah.
She folds it up multiple times if she has to.
Oh, okay.
She cares
beautiful.
about her friends' things. And also,
Aw.
I think she's like too anal to let the towel get wet
Fair.
This is very true.
on the sheet.
This feels correct.
It would bother her.
Yeah. There you go. You
She's
will
gonna
pick
start
shower.
singing in the shower.
Roll me a performance check.
Okay.
I mean, you want to do? Oh God, this is a disadvantage if it's in the shower.
With
No,
this
you
What do you
Good-
mean? It's
good
an
acoustics.
advantage. There's good acoustics in there.
Yeah. What did you say?
Yeah, singing.
Brynn?
Oh, singing, obviously.
You want it with disadvantage? I can do disadvantage.
No, don't roll with disadvantage. What did you roll?
Oh,
15.
Oh,
Pretty
nice.
good.
Okay, Kai, you'll walk
oh,
in.
she said
and
singing.
singing.
Okay, I
What
heard
did you-
something. I just looked up to check the music that was playing because I'm DJ of this game, and then I looked
Yeah.
back when you saying
Here.
roll perform. I was like, I didn't even know we
Roll
were doing this.
performance.
Okay.
Oh
No, she
my
said
god.
she's singing in the shower, sir.
My bad.
That's why I
Uh,
said
My bad.
acoustics.
So Kai, you will walk into the bathroom to a very lovely singing voice. Arlynn, this is something that she, song. It sounds really happy.
We built this city on rock and roll.
Correct.
Yeah, we did. Saunter over to the shower and, excuse me, ma'am, do you need someone to wash your back?
I'm actually pretty flexible.
I know.
Look, I can touch my nose with my tongue.
That didn't come up last night, but okay. But
I like to
Uh,
save surprises for later. Some surprises. Gotta
yeah, the feminine
keep
mystique,
an ace
right?
in the hole. Sorry, I got
Keep a what
slobber
in
on
the
my
what?
lip when I did that. Yeah, you want to come in and shower, but I don't need you to wash my back. I can wash your back if you're, can't reach it because of muscles.
I'm absolutely muscle
inconvenient.
bound.
Wonderful.
I love that that still shows up. I haven't been to the gym in 2 years and I can still do that enough that it shows up on camera. Oh,
Very good job. You guys can do whatever showering you guys
I don't know
do.
how much we want to get into this scene.
I mean, this
I just
this
think
is why I'm
maybe it's
leaving
a
it.
pull the curtain shut.
It is a pull the curtain shut kind of scene. Yes, 100%. So let's fade out of that one and fade over to Telbron's room. We are leading into the weekend. You do have classes today. However, you've been very concerned about Nell's well-being or whereabouts. You still don't know where she is. So the letter your father sent did include a teleportation scroll. So you are going to so you do have classes today, but this is one of those they're like post-exam go-over days. You're not really learning anything new. So you don't have to go to your father's today, but you are welcome to, but you can wait till tomorrow if you want.
Yeah, because if he skips out on what should be, because he needs to learn from his mistakes.
Mhm.
So he'll
Okay.
attend the classes just to hopefully
Okay, so
calm
you
his
plan to
father down just a little.
attend classes. So, in that case, you on your table, on your desk, you have the letter from your father with the teleportation scroll and your ring. And your ring has a little cloud floating above it.
He's gonna pick up and look at it going, I don't think you've done that before.
when you pick it up, it starts to swirl bigger and bigger and bigger and encapsulates you. And all of a sudden, you recognize this feeling. You have been sucked back into your ring.
Just end up flopping onto the ground in the ring going, warning?
You are in the same, thank you. You are in the same well-adorned, very sort of Middle Eastern inspired, lots of pillows, you know, very, very 40 days, 40 or the 40 tales or 100 tales of Shahrazad. Is
40
that the one?
10,000.
10,000. Yes, exactly.
Scheherazade had 10,000.
Thank you. Except there is a difference this time. This time there is a door and it is slightly ajar.
Goes, knocks on the door. Hello?
I'll come on in already.
Goes through the door.
You step into, it is very similar in vibe, except everything is made of colored clouds. And there are giant piles of fruits and like plates of sweets and just absolutely this like, and there isn't so much a room as there is a bunch of cloud furniture in the center of what looks like a giant cloud and just an endless cloud cover. And you just see, and if you kind of look back towards the door, you just see the door. There's nothing around the edges of it. It's just a door in the middle of nowhere.
Oh.
And in the center of all of this, you see somewhat of kind of almost like a small gazebo, like a pagoda, I guess more, with like a swing, like a swinging couch, basically, with a very androgynous looking being on it, with sort of a blue tinted skin and very similarly garbed to how Celdrynn was earlier this evening, and is sitting there and grabs a giant, like the biggest grape you've ever seen in your life, and just sort of pops it in their mouth and goes, "It's nice to finally meet you."
Likewise, so you've been the one lending me power for the past
Yeah.
half year now?
Not a problem at all. It's Telbron, right?
Yeah, you knew my brother, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Is he doing well? Last time you spoke.
Last time we spoke, he was in one piece and a fully functioning being. And he left that way
a little bit
too.
of a shot at me.
Well, I mean, we all have our trials in ye olde university. I went to Strixhaven. But that was when the dragons were still teaching. They're not still teaching there, are they?
Not to my knowledge.
Yes. Always bugger off for their own desires. Anyway, speaking of desires, what can I do for you? It's kind of my shtick.
Huh. I could use help dealing with my family, but that might be a bit much.
It's a little bit much. Your family has ties, and not just on the material plane or any of the various material planes, nemi-planes. Those folks got pull all across the old multiverse, and I'm just a wee little djinn myself, and poor little Ozen here just doesn't have that kind of pull. Your brother tried that one though. Believe it or not, we don't actually do the wishes thing, if only. But can definitely help you with the whole becoming more powerful, and then you can deal with your own problems. How about that?
That sounds agreeable.
We like agreeable. We like agreeable. Baklava? and offers you a
Oh.
ginormous plate of like very tiny, adorable little like sugared triangles.
He'll take a bite.
It's delicious and flaky and honey and sweet and very, very good.
Yeah, it quite is. Takes another one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You never have just one. Once you balk, the fun don't stop. That doesn't work. I don't know. I heard that in some world. Where did I hear that world? Anyway, point being, you have shit to do. You have a thing around you that's like meant to do stuff, and you gotta do it.
You talking about my form, or have you been peeking? Like, or are you aware what my intentions are with my family right now?
I mean, I hear things, but I'm not your form. Is that what your form? You got to get a better word for that, my friend.
I still don't know what it is, so I don't know what you would call it. It's been referred to in my family as an affliction. So,
I mean, it sounds cooler than form. Like you got to take that like it's my affliction. You know, your girlfriend loves that shit. Go with affliction. Affliction 10 times better. It's way more broody and dark, and you've got that whole thing going for you. So please just cut form. Ugh.
all right.
And look, there are powers. There's a good word for you. There are powers that wouldn't be happy if I just gave the whole story away. And it's not because I don't know. I totally know, and I know all of it, but I can't give it all away. So,
The less I know, the better, because my father likes to pry into my mind a bit much.
yeah, he's got that whole thing going. I'm surprised, for how much he does that, he really doesn't know much. Anyway, you've got stuff that's got to get done. So, keep doing what you're doing. From my little birdies in the world, I hear it's good stuff. So keep it up. Whatever you need to do, do it. And I'll keep backing you as best I can. In immediate tangibles, what can I give you? A little more knowledge, a little bit more power. Do you need a friend? How to, in character, present the options of pacts.
You ain't never had a friend like him, though.
You ain't never.
Oh. Knowledge would be helpful.
I'm sorry, I just read Wei's message in the chat.
I've been trying to hold my face since reading that.
Oh my god, I died.
Phenomenal
reading
cosmic
that.
power. Itty bitty involvement in family matters.
So good.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's so. Thank you, Wei.
Holding this family together gives me such a crick in the neck.
Correct. Oh, criminy. Yeah. What can I give you?
Knowledge. If I'm gonna beat my father at his own game, I need to know more.
I like your thinking. It's good thinking. It's great thinking. And he's gonna like poke you square in the forehead. And all of a sudden, a number of more cantrips. Is that what it is?
3.
3. You feel like all of a sudden you just sort of like remember as if you had learned them, and they're just there all of a sudden. Oh right, you can cast spells ritualistically.
I don't have another invocation yet. I have to go pick them out later.
Okay, we'll get there. Yeah, just hold on to that, and I'll be around if you need me. It's Ozen, by the way, Ozen. And they put it.
Nice to meet you,
hand.
Ozen.
Lovely.
Shake his finger.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Yeah. So
So I do have one last question. How can I hide the ring from my father? He's starting to pry into why I'm not using Haster.
Ooh, that son of a bitch. Oh god, that guy's a slimy guy.
Is anything going to happen if I channel with Haster back home?
Yes and no and kinda, and I would maybe you know what? You still have that connection, okay? I didn't cut that from you. You still can reach out. I would recommend just your school spells. Just like, I mean, you're not really supposed to be casting magic outside of classes. I think that's still a thing. That's still a thing on Strixhaven, right? You're not supposed to be casting stuff like at each other.
Yeah, that's still a thing.
Okay, cool, perfect.
May have gotten a little bit of trouble with that at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, you lot aren't great at following rules, aren't you? Well, let's see. Yeah, so what I would maybe recommend is the ones for class that are like for exams and stuff like that. Reach out to Haster a little bit. Your brother did a real good job of warding that thing. We worked together to get that thing, so your dad ain't seeing it. Haster won't notice it if you're not wearing it. So, like, keep it in a pouch or something. If you're wearing it, that opens the connection with me. If it's in your pocket, a little bit easier.
Good to know. I'll keep that in mind.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I think that'll be it then.
That sounds great. Bocklef off for the road.
Thank you. Takes it.
They grab a very tiny one, pop it up in the air, and catch it in their mouth. Goes, enjoy your destiny, Telbron, Stevedore. And he sends this burst of air that pushes you back through the door, and the door shuts and disappears.
Destiny? I'll have to figure that out later.
Fantastic. How long are you going to chill in your ring?
Not that long.
Okay. You pop out of your ring, and Nelloris, Levtari will come back and join you. It's been a while. He's brought you a few meals. You've had some brief chats. You feel like it's been like a day. It's been a long time. You've had some naps. Yeah. And so Levtari will come in and kind of maybe wake you up from a nap and say, Nelloris? Miss Sullenclaw?
You can just call me Nell.
Nell, awesome. Thanks. You can call me Lev. You should probably head home now. I think you're good.
Oh, good. That's great news. Sounds great. Thanks for bringing all the pastries and stuff like that. That was really great. And you're pretty cool. Do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to pass on anything to Telbron for you?
Just tell him I say hi. I made a little to-go bag, and there's like a little like wrapped up. It's pretty chonky actually. It's a good it's clearly a good stack of food. The one on the very bottom, that's his favorite. So if you want to like save him one, I think he'd really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Safe travels.
Thank you. Enjoy your rest of your evening.
Morning? I don't know. Enjoy.
All right, Jay. Let's get the heck out of this manor.
Heck out of Dodge.
Exactly. And Nell will open up the teleportation scroll and pop out
with lipstick.
I'm impressed.
Right? I'm pretty impressive. I bet you're pretty impressed. You will pop back in your dorm room, exactly where you'd been standing.
Huh. I didn't just imagine that, right? That actually happened. What time is it? Is this morning, afternoon, evening?
It's like mid-morning. Yeah.
I think Nell's like feeling a bit. She doesn't know what to feel, but she's going to take some pastries. She's gonna keep a couple more for her because they're great and delicious, and then she's going to write a note for Telbron and put that in the bag, and then she'll go head out to drop that by his door.
Fantastic. Roll me a d20.
Mm-hmm. D20 18.
Wonderful. You walk out, and as you are heading towards Telbron's door, the bathroom door opens of the communal bathroom on that. Who walks out first, and what are you wearing?
Are you heading out first? All right, ready?
Rock, paper, scissors?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, no.
Ready?
They both try to walk through the door at the same
no.
time.
Cool. Yeah. No.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, go ahead. You're good. Yeah. Oh hey Nell. Arlynn's gonna raise her hand to wave, and her towel's gonna like drop as she waves. Lifts that hand. Oh, oops. How's it going?
Okay. And Nell's just gonna like actually run. She's just gonna like just book it away.
Nell, are you
Celdrynn,
okay? Did you take
will you
too
roll
many
me a D20?
laxatives?
A
Laxatives?
D20. All
Yes,
right.
please.
What?
She did laxes. Why is she running away from the bathroom?
I don't understand.
I don't know what's going
Welcome
on.
to Arlynn's
A
mind.
2.
A 2. Wonderful. You will step through the door into, or the portal, into the sort of back area behind the dormitories, and your sister will step out and give you a big hug, and say, "Hey, don't be a stranger," and we'll kind of wiggle back into the portal.
Stand there waving until like she's already gone and still like waving there. I look around, and so I am where I left, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Suddenly, like all this nonstop partying has hit him, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go to bed," and he's just gonna like
Head upstairs.
like a zombie. He's gonna head upstairs. Yeah.
Okay. You will zombie head upstairs, so you will probably miss Kai and Arlynn. Are you guys, Arlynn, are you retrieving your stuff from Kai's room, or are you just heading to your room first?
Yeah, I'll go get my stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was fun, right? You had fun? Cool. Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. We were gonna get coffee. You still want coffee?
Yeah, you still want to?
Yeah, let's
I think I have like 20 minutes before my next class, so I'm gonna go put on clothes that aren't sweaty and ripped off me by a certain someone, and then we can go get coffee. That sound good?
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, it sounds good. I'm gonna go find some clothes that didn't have the buttons bit off. While we're passing Blaine.
See you in the hall in 5 minutes. Ready, go! And then Arlynn will like run for her room.
She was raised by an owl, Kai. Of course she bit the buttons off.
This makes sense now that you say that.
Yup, that makes total sense.
Okay.
You turn into your room and kind of. Do you actually close the door when you're totally nude, or do you still leave it open?
Oh my god, one of those people in the dorm.
I rolled a nat 1, so I think that I try to, but the sheet gets stuck in the door and it just bounces open.
Fantastic, and you don't notice. The door, as the door
Celdrynn
closes, you notice your artwork. Does the monkey have a name? Have you named the monkey?
The first thing that popped in my mind was Reginald, but I should probably double check that.
I love it. That's great.
Reginald?
Can it be Reginald? I don't know if that's right, but can it be?
Yeah.
Okay. So as the door kind of swings shut, you see Reginald kind of sitting there leaning back in a pile of bananas, eating a banana, kind of chuckling.
What was funny? What's funny? Well, I've got one too. Huh? Standing there
and
naked
he will...
eating a banana.
He will display the giant pile of bananas that you have very kindly painted for him.
Yeah, but I've
and
got
then
a
kind
dick.
of dive in.
Oh.
As if to say, you don't know.
Where are you hiding it? Huh?
And he Scrooge McDucks into his bananas.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat this banana. You know, we can be banana buddies. That's a little brown. Yeah. It's still good. It's just brown.
It is still good. It's fine. Oh, I forgot
It's
to eat my banana today.
Better at fighting cancer if it's browner, actually.
There you go. So Nelloris, you run to Telbron's door. Yes, you run to Telbron's door.
So Nell needs some time, so she's just gonna drop it at the door with the note, and the note, when Telbron eventually reads it, says, "Hi Telbron, I hope exams went well. I'm really sorry for 2 nights ago. I didn't realize how badly I messed up when I used that mind reading potion against your father, like how your father did against you. And I feel terrible. Also, what you saw, or what I saw from your family, really scared me a bit. And I think I need a few days to not overreact and just get myself together. But I will be here for you always. Also, I met your mom and
Levtari.
And he gave me these pastries to give to you and says hi. That was a fun time, and we should talk about it. Hugs and kisses, Nell, is what the note says.
Fantastic.
Very everywhere. Nell did not know what to do for the tone of this note.
Telbron, can I get you to roll me a perception check, please?
Yep. That's not great. 7.
Beautiful. You hear nothing. So Nell successfully drops the package in front of the door and heads back. And you probably see Arlynn with her pile of clothes going into her room. And as you walk by Kai's room, you see him eating a banana in the nude.
just standing there, hand on hip, eating a banana.
This is
looking very like content. David contemplative, right? Like just...
Yes.
Looking at a blank wall.
Just staring at a blank wall.
Yes,
no,
there's bananas on the wall.
With a bunch of bananas on the wall.
Yeah, but Nella's not been in your room, so she would not know that.
Oh wait, is this Nell walking by?
Nell walks by.
Oh, okay.
Roll me a perception check to see if you notice her.
Actually, 13.
Wonderful. Nell, are you sneaking or are you just walking?
I think she's just like walking by pretty fast. And she probably is like not super paying. I think she'll like do the double take. I was like, wait, what did I just see? But she's like, she is a bit focused, kind of head down, probably tears have welled in her eyes at this point, and she's just like, she just like the double take, but then probably just like continues going.
Okay, Kai, I think you see her.
Hey. Oh shit, the door shut. Hey, are you okay?
Are you coming out to the hallway naked, or are you just like...
He's gonna grab his pillow and put it in front. Okay. Like, sorry, I thought the door was, the sheet was in the... Kick the sheet out of the door. I thought, are you okay? You've got a... What's wrong? You look upset.
You're
moving you to tears with my...
Right. Yep, that's it. That's it.
I do what I can. No, but seriously, are you okay?
No, but you look like you had a really good night, and I don't want to bum out your mood.
I have a good night every night. Just let me find boxers or something. Don't move. Don't. He's gonna go look for boxers.
Does Nell move?
Probably not, because she knows Kyle will probably come and hunt her.
He's got no shame.
Speaking of no shame, up behind you walks Celdrynn in a very strange outfit, with some kind of weird sash, with his shirt open, with like big harem pants, and lots of glitter. You didn't notice the glitter, Celdrynn? There's a lot of glitter. Just residual glitter.
Is it magical glitter that doesn't like fall? It just like follows me in a trail.
Yes. It's like a cloud of glitter around you.
So
I see Kai's naked butt.
Naked butt, but it's, you're seeing it as he's hopping the panties on.
You're walking panties. Down the hallway, so you will see Nell more or less outside of what you know to be Kai's door, and she's kind of standing there.
Oh, I'm like right next to Kai, right? Was that
no? Your room? Yes, your room's like across the way from Kai's.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna walk up, and does he notice that Nell seems like troubled?
Roll me an insight check.
That is an 8.
Nell is goth. Nell often looks sad, but usually it's put on.
I'll just give it a tired, like, hey Nell, how's it going?
It's going. Everyone looks like, man, everyone looked like they had a good night except me.
Oh, it's morning, isn't it?
Yeah. You look like you had a fun time.
Yeah, I'll explain after I get changed. What the?
What? No, seriously, what are you looking at? You want to see the front too? Like you're looking at my dorm.
I don't need to.
Holy shit! Did you go to Mirage? That's like.
Have you been to Mirage?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I've been to Mirage. But that's like the last year. That's last year McHammer.
Oh, I didn't.
Dude, you didn't know you had fashion sense. Holy shit! Bro, who was your plug? Was it Dominique? No.
No,
Rochelle?
it was my sister.
What? Your sister's working in Mirage? Dude.
No,
What?
she took me there.
Yeah, but who was your sales associate, your plug, your hookup, your
I
dresser,
don't.
your
She
attaché?
was?
As you guys are having this conversation, Arlynn is going to walk out.
All right, that's 5
And-
minutes, Kai. You ready?
I am ready to go. Let us go caffeinate. Do you want a banana?
Oh, I need so much. I'll be right back. And then he's gonna close the door, and then like he's gonna use his like shape-shifting abilities to like get out of the clothes like a snake. Just instantly falls off, and then he's going to like
Oh my
quickly
god.
dress,
Hot.
and then
Hot.
And
he's going to
can
just
Celdrynn
open the door.
roll, see if he closes the door properly.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
please roll me a dexterity check.
With
Dexterity.
That was
disadvantage.
just like, what the fuck am I doing?
Why am I
15.
here? 15?
Yeah.
Yes, you managed to
You
close
can
the door.
like he's just gonna
successfully.
like when you like use inertia to close the door, you can just stop that if you want.
Does Arlynn actively stop it?
No.
No.
Oh my
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah,
be like
Shiitake gets in the
door
way.
closed,
Just, like, boots
and
the
then
door
he's-
open.
3 seconds, door opens, and he's like completely changed.
Wow.
That is
Master
the right
of
amount of time to wait for coffee. No, we're getting coffee. You're coming. Okay?
Who are you talking to?
Arlynn's
No,
Arlynn's
we're
gonna
getting-
give Nella a hug.
Oh.
All right. We're all here. We're getting coffee. I guess that's all of us?
Arlynn's gonna go, I was promised a banana.
Yeah. Boom. And I will put a banana in
Uncle.
Arlynn's mouth.
You notice on the back wall behind Kai, like you can kind of see into his room, you see like a monkey kind of pop out and like shake a banana at you and then disappear.
Oh.
That's Reggie.
You have a monkey?
Yeah.
What?
Best one in Strixhaven.
Huh.
Hopefully the only one. Cafe, s'il vous plaît. Shall we?
Arlynn's gonna break off
Celdrynn's
pieces of
gonna,
a
like,
banana
make eye
and
contact
feed
with
them
the
to the
monkey.
ooze.
Oh, who's back? What was
Somebody's
that?
So I'm
Celdrynn,
just
what?
gonna make eye contact with the monkey and be like, "Don't say anything."
The monkey No, the monkey kind of like leans around the corner and has this like very cheeky grin and just kind of goes
He's a cheeky monkey.
and just sort of like slips down behind a dresser.
On the way to the cafe, Celdrynn's gonna constantly try to cast prestidigitation on himself to get rid of the magic glitter, but it's not gonna work. Just like real glitter.
Dude,
It is
it's not
forever.
going to work.
Like a little bit comes off. You always get a little bit
Yeah.
off. Never all of it though.
But there's infinitely more.
Yeah,
exactly.
Let me just put it this way. Like, I got dragged to a magical strip club once. That's not coming off. I didn't get dragged. I would. It was fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you sounds like you would probably have gone
But
willingly, right?
I mean, yeah, it was fun. It was like right after high school, actually. But yeah, it was a good time.
Is that is that legal?
I was
On
majority.
the question of is that legal, you guys will continue your way out the doors. We will come back to Telbron. You have booped out of your ring. And you are gonna get ready to go to class, I presume.
That's the intention, but there's a package outside his door, right?
Correct. So you go to open the door and you see there is this small package there. You will presumably open the note.
Yup.
you will read this note.
He's gonna turn a bit pale and burn the note right away. So no one else knows what happened. He's gonna rush back home now.
Oh, okay.
Was not expecting his mother to intervene with this. So
Oh shit! Oh shit! No! Shit.
yeah, he
And-
knows. Like knows, like you weren't supposed to say anything.
And on the of you teleporting out, I think it's a perfect time for us to take a quick break.
Woohoo! All right, we'll be right back.
Hello. Hi guys. Let's have a quick little talk to the chat, just for like 5 minutes, to say hello to our wonderful patrons. How are all of you doing tonight? My internet keeps lagging, so I bet I look real janky, but you know,
Oh, you're
it
fine.
happens.
How's everybody
Mood.
doing tonight? Hope you're all having fun.
I had my onboarding today for my new job in the school district.
Congratulations.
Nice
I'm very excited.
work. Yeah.
Yay work. I mean, boo work, but
I mean,
yay
it-
work.
I mean, boo, but yay.
The best part was, so my mom just retired last year was her last year teaching. She's taught in this district for 30 years. And hi, we love you too. So she taught here for 30 years and she just retired. This year, my sister started TOCing. So she just finished her degree and now she's TOCing. And so my mom decided that being retired is boring, so she applied to TOC. So she is and then I applied to be a clerical float. So basically I'm a TOC but for the office staff. So my mom and I both had our orientations today, except hers was in the morning and mine was in the afternoon. But we were also working in the old elementary school where I went to elementary school and where my mom taught for 27 years. To do like Christmas crafts with a bunch of the kids. And so she dropped me off. We set everything up for the one class, and then she left to do her orientation. And then I went to do the second class, did that. My mom showed up halfway through. We finished that up, set up the next class, and then I went to my orientation and then came back and picked her up. It was just a silly day. Yeah, thanks, random. How was everyone else's day? Hopefully a little more calm than that.
Pretty good.
It's been a Monday.
Pretty good. I did some cider stuff today for like the first time in like 3 months, so that was fun. That was
Awesome.
nice. One of the bartenders that also is doing a little bit of warehouse work too. He came up to me and he's like, "Is that what I think it is, Robin?" I'm like, "It is, Daryl." And he's like, "It's like Christmas." I'm like, he's like, "Yeah, I really love your the rhubarb cider." I'm like, Daryl, that means actually a lot to hear that. Like, it feels really nice to hear. He's like, "No, actually, like seriously, for my birthday, someone bought me a 4-pack as a gift of the cider," and it's like, oh, you love it so much that you got your friends to buy you it for a gift. Like, that's like, so it's like one of those things that just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So I had a pretty good Monday.
It's a very good cider. Like, you should be proud of that cider. It's very
Mhm.
tasty.
Thank you.
No. Have you had to do many deliveries in the snow?
What snow?
Thankfully, it's not been
Oh, yeah,
like the
you
days
guys
that
don't
it
have a lot.
snowed. It hasn't been delivery days, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
we don't have
So
we
I've
don't have
avoided
any
that.
snow on in the lower island. Like not.
We still have about
A lot
a
of
half a
snow
foot
here.
up here.
Oh wow.
No. We had a full foot when it snowed. and then it's just kind of been sitting, and we're kind of waiting for the next snow.
Yeah, we got some yesterday, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's the same front that's going to be coming up here.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say
know
I
we're-
got a weather warning for like freezing hail for this area tomorrow. I'm like, joy.
Oh, hail. No. Gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hail's way
Ugh.
worse.
Hail, no.
Yeah.
Do we have any fun announcements? Any ongoing thingamadoos?
Dragonlance starts in 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
It is a lance.
If you're
of
watching this
dragons.
later, Dragonlance is already going, and I hope you're watching
Yeah.
it because I bet it's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's true. It's gonna be fucking great. If I may say so myself. It's great. If you haven't watched the trailer, go watch the damn trailer. That thing took forever and it's great. It looks wonderful.
That was good. That was good.
No, real sick.
Yeah.
What else is happening? Netherdeep is on. Netherdeep will be over if you're watching this on YouTube in the future.
Yeah.
Netherdeep is, we're almost done with the chapter that will not die. I think it's gonna die tomorrow. I hate this.
Hooray!
I hate the structure of this module. The module, I don't dislike the module, but the structure of Netherdeep, I'm going to rant about on our how to run for these chapters because it's like 3 chapters in a trench coat, or you know what it is? It's like one gigantic chapter with a bunch of fake IDs saying that it's smaller chapters or something like that. Like there's some joke here where it's like, yeah,
It's like
see,
it's like one free item per person, and so the person keeps coming back in a different outfit to get.
yeah,
the free
it's
sample.
literally, I'm another chapter, and it's like these 3 chapters are the same damn chapter, guys. And it's what I'm going to say from the beginning. Like that entire book needs to be cut up and restructured for story purposes. Because I was telling Robin something that's coming that's not a spoiler for the plot, really. But
Yeah.
it was like, it's like, hey, you know the main plot thread that has been completely forgotten about? Yeah, we're going to kick that into high gear next chapter because it's the end of the damn game. And we kind of, it's like, wow, this would have been great. But no, I'm very excited to get into that and actually start focusing on some of like the super drama tomorrow.
That's going to be awesome. I'm very excited for that. Go buy your coffee at Bones Coffee. Use Dorktales 10 if they don't have any good sales on. Oh, sorry, just Dorktales.
Just Dorktales.
Just Dorktales?
Just
Just
Dorktales.
Dorktales. Do it because it's delicious coffee, and I've been
I mean,
drinking.
try Dorktales 10 if it gives you a better discount. Use that. I don't care.
Try it.
Try it.
I've been drinking the cranberry brulee, the Santa Jack. Oh, it's good.
You really like that? I
do.
I'm okay with it. The did you try the Sally one?
I haven't had a chance yet.
Okay. That
Yeah.
out of the Nightmare Before Christmas set, the real standouts are Sally and the oatmeal cookie for me.
Oh, okay. I know Tabitha was saying she really liked the mudslide, the Oogie Boogie.
It's okay. I'm not much of a chocolate in my coffee guy, which is why the mole one really surprised me. Because like there's cayenne in it. Like there's actually cayenne mixed in, so you get a little bit of the bite at the end, and it hurts a little.
Nice.
If you have a sore throat, don't drink it with a sore throat. Because
Good to know.
She spice.
What other things do we have? We've got
we got Hero
Adventure Dice?
Forged. We got Adventure
Hero Forged?
Dice. We've got
Norse Foundry.
Norse Foundry. Oh
has
yeah, hey
very-
folks, for patrons, this isn't going to matter for those of you in the future, but if you're on the Patreon, show up on Wednesday because we're doing another dice draw for Norse Foundry, so you get a chance to win. Anybody can win it, but the contest is going to be over by the time anyone but the patrons are going to hear about it on this.
Yeah.
But we'll all announce it tomorrow, and it's a full metal dice set from our friends over at Norse Foundry, which are really cool people.
Yeah.
And
if you're not, if you are watching this later and you're hearing about this, go check out Norse Foundry. They've got some really cool, unique dice.
Dude,
They're not really
gemstone dice are
found anywhere
so
else.
pretty. Like, or
I know,
they're metal
so
primarily.
bad.
I'm thinking only crits for the gemstone, but Norse Foundry.
the only
is,
No,
crits
they
are
have
short
nice.
now.
They have nice
Do they?
gemstone dice too. Oh
Do
my
they?
god, I want like so many sets of their gemstone. It's so pretty.
I know. I can't bring myself to afford them. They're so good though.
no,
But
they
yeah,
are.
I think that I do want to say thank you, Chandra, for getting that vibe, because I literally almost said come in and know me better, man, at the very beginning.
Yep, that's the vibe I got. I'm like, oh, this is the route we're taking. This is great.
Oh yes, he was exactly supposed to be the ghost of Christmas Present, specifically from A Muppet Christmas Carol.
Still have never
Oh.
seen that.
Oh my! How
It's
are we
really good.
friends and I haven't like tied you
Well,
down to
I've
watch
seen,
this
like-
film?
The problem
You
is
haven't tied
the
me down
movie
for a
now
lot of
has a
things,
song cut
Krista,
out.
but you know,
What up?
what up?
I mean, Krista, I don't know why I'd watch that when Die Hard is my favorite Christmas movie.
I will not. I've decided I'm not engaging in that anymore. It was ruined for me last year, and so I'm not engaging in this argument anymore.
You know what? It's a good
watched-
violent Christmas movie that I want to see, though. Violent Night. I want to
That
see
does
that.
look very good.
I'll watch anything with
That
David
is true.
Harbour. What's your favorite? What's your second favorite Christmas movie, Brynn? Is it Die Hard 2? Because that is also a Christmas movie, technically.
Or Harry
Oh, well, that
Potter,
one-
perhaps.
It was.
No.
Oh,
Rattle-
or Sound of
Can I
Music.
get back to you on that?
Yeah, go ahead. I think Scrooged. Scrooged is up there for me for Christmas movies.
Scrooge is a really good movie. Also, we
Right.
watched both of those movies 2 days ago, which is kind of funny.
Hmm.
We
I
did a
also
paint
should
session
really-
all night, and we watched both of those movies. So it's kind of weird that you guys are bringing it up now.
That's funny.
You know,
Um,
Close on Netflix.
Oh
Is
my
that Christmas?
god,
So
it's
good.
so
The
good.
animation is so good.
What is it?
It's amazing. Klaus.
Oh, Klaus.
Yeah, with the
That would-
mailman who gets sent to the tiny little town in the north.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
awesome.
If you haven't seen it, it kind of flew under the radar. Like it was really, I think
Yeah.
it came
I
out.
thought
what,
you were talking
2 or
about
3 years
Arthur
ago?
Christmas just now, to be honest. I was like, huh.
No, a different one. Yeah, it came out like 3 years ago, I think.
Okay.
And I think it won an Oscar. It was nominated at least
Hmm.
for like best animated
It
film.
has 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. as
It's
it should.
incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the
Sorry, I
way-
had to go put my makeup back on. My lipstick.
Yes,
Hmm.
quick reminder that
I think it was like Netflix only. That's part of it.
is it Paddington 3
yeah.
is coming out soon.
Oh my
I haven't seen
god!
any of them. I
They're
don't know
so
any
good,
Paddington.
Krista.
Krista, honestly, like no spoilers, go watch them. Like they're just great movies. Like they're
I've heard
I
they're
did
just
not
super
see them.
delightful.
have tissues.
I
Yeah.
saw them. Kelly showed me them this year, and I was just like, "Holy crap! These are just good. These are just
Yeah.
great movies."
They're just good
like-
movies, and there's so many people in them. Like they're as star-studded, but in a casual way as like the Glass Onion was. And if, by the way, if you folks have not seen Glass Onion Knives Out 2, it is coming to Netflix in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I watched
we
it.
managed-
Watch it
really
when it's
good.
in there.
We caught it in the
Yeah.
theater on its limited run, and
So
God
good.
damn, it's good. And just
I
the
want to watch it
cameos.
again for. I want to see it.
I need
If you
I
pay
need to make sure-
attention, like I love that you can actually kind of solve it before they give the things away. And I was able to catch
Yeah.
like 2 things.
I solved one big thing before,
Mhm.
like
Yep.
they
Yeah, I
did.
leaned over to my friend. I'm like, I bet it's this.
Yeah.
I bet
I-
you. I bet you. it's
I had
this.
to play telephone because we were watching it all in a yeah. Is that going down a chain of like things we figured out.
Yeah.
It is fantastic though, especially since there's a really good chance that we're gonna have enough patrons by January to have that mage game. It is literally just a technocracy game in a movie.
Oh my god.
It's so good. It's
Nice.
just like the COVID thing, like the COVID spray.
Oh my god!
What-
Yes.
What is that? What just happened? You're good, sir. But you just spray. Is it just you're good? All right then.
So,
Krista, have you seen
random,
it?
I know you're watching a lot
No,
of
you do
Dork
too.
Tales content, but you need to take a break from Dork Tales to watch both Knives Out and Glass Onion.
I will
because they're
give
both
you. I will sign
great
your
movies.
weekend vacation slip for that random.
There you go.
Like he has enough time as it is.
Well, he's
yeah,
allowed to go away
exactly.
with leave.
he has an apprentice now. He has Raven.
I
This
like
is
that
true.
you guys are just spreading out this network of wiki people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
It's
it,
our
honestly.
very own MLM.
Yeah, Traz recruited and trained up.
Exactly.
Random's getting.
I barely have time to
Raven.
even do it anymore. I don't,
Yeah.
like I can link and set up pages, but that's generally the gist. Random does all the more detailed stuff now.
And we appreciate it greatly.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
That is about 15 minutes. So we've got 3 times longer than I said. So we should probably get back to game because we actually need to get through some stuff.
Okay. all right,
Sorry.
ready to head back into game. Just say the hellos, Krista.
And 3. and a 2, and a 1. Hello, and welcome back to the second half of Strixhaven, a Curriculum of Chaos. We are going to pick up where we left off with Telbron teleporting home. So we will... you arrive on the front lawns of your sprawling estate. As you see... you will see in a window Levtari walking along, and then kind of like, does that walk along, disappears from the window, and then sort of like double takes and just goes,
yeah,
and like
he starts waving to come down.
He's already running towards you. What are you doing here?
My father called me back this weekend. What happened?
This
Why was Nell
weekend?
here?
It is How did you know Nell? She wasn't supposed to tell you.
You had her leave a note.
I did no such thing. I said to say hello, but that was supposed to be...
And Levtari,
later.
If you tell her to have you say hello, what do you think was going to happen? She doesn't know where I live. Till now.
Okay, that's a valid point. Maybe I dropped something off. You don't know.
I wouldn't know. There's always a notice.
Your dad has a meeting today. What are you doing here?
Don't really have classes today to begin with.
Explain
No,
that to him.
my tests are done.
I am going to go lay under my lead sheet. And he's going to start stomping off towards the house. Wait for the apocalypse.
So he'll go look for his mother.
Okay.
And act like he's just showing up because classes were pretty much done. So
your estate is always like perfect for the weather. So it is like it's like kind of, it really should be like winter, but it's more like late fall in the autumn kind of thing here. It's got a bite to it, but there's no snow. And your mother is in a like very big, like kind of like a very fancy, like not like a fur coat, but like, it has like fur detailing on it and is clearly like a very well made, very warm coat. And she's, sitting ankles crossed on a bench in the back garden with a book, and doesn't notice you come up.
Afternoon, Mother.
Telbron, what brings you home?
Classes finished early. Figured I'd show up and deal with Father once he's out.
Ah, yes, he's in a meeting with the board at the moment. Oh, right, I suppose this weekend is year-end for you, isn't it? It's a little bit heavier on the books.
Yes, and then the test, which I passed, so hopefully I won't be as pissed now.
Congratulations. I'm sure your father will be terribly excited to hear. She will look back down at her book and continue reading.
You won't pry any farther at this point. He's going to go work on his books now.
Okay. So you're going to go head up to what is kind of your office. It's sort of the general study. And everything is exactly how you left it. There were some books that are ones that like you had brought with you. You have kind of books that like they double. So whatever you write in your book at Strixhaven appears in these books, and whatever's in this book appears in your books. So you kind of have double copies.
Nice.
Fantasy Google Drive. Not sponsored, could be sponsored. So you'll go and you will start working on some stuff. Now, because this is kind of year end, there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be, let's say, juggled to sort of hide where it is. And you have been entrusted to be the person to divvy up those expenditures and figure out where things need to be hidden so that no one goes looking. So please roll me an investigation check.
Mid-ice hate me, I swear. So 11.
11. Okay. One moment. I have a quick question for you in the chat there, Kelly, if you don't mind. So you are going to be going through the books there, and normal things you notice, and you know, the normal things you need to hide. Your regular contractors that do the not so savory aspects of your father's business, those ones are pretty easy to hide. You know exactly what there's a bunch of shell companies that you know that get shuffled around, and a few dragons that
charities, yeah.
Charities that go through.
Charity.
Absolutely. Yes. Different draconic tax havens. And some small goblin run fronts. And of course, anything that goes in through hell, nobody really questions what it is, so you can kind of, you know, but there, you know, there's a lot of products that come out of there that are specialty products. They aren't necessarily evil per se. And imps are very useful practitioners and very useful little helpers. So however, there is one that kind of jumps out to you, mainly because of the size of this payment. It has been it's a number of smaller well, not smaller payments, it's a number of like larger payments that come to a very large sum that has been made out just to the name L, as in the name of your friend, not just the letter, with an address on it that is just Superior.
What? I'm gonna start flipping through the other books to see if this name pops up anywhere else.
It isn't often, and a lot of it is from. Actually, roll me another investigate check.
Well,
okay. You find a couple. And the ones that you find, you only notice because they are large sums and are being hidden under places that, like, it has been noted that you should hide these ones. Like, there's been some notes left of, like, where the best place to hide these charges are. So you don't see anything with the name L. You don't see anything that mentions Superior. That's all you see. But there are some charges in there that look like it from before you were taking these over. But there's some stuff that you think might be a continuation of this.
he's gonna grab a blank book and start noting the dates and the amounts.
Okay.
Particularly of the one that has the name attached to it.
Okay.
Just kind of mumbling, going, "Why are you tied in with my family? Why? Why?"
Absolutely. So yeah, you can absolutely note down a bunch of those. Is that something you're gonna hide away? Are you writing it in any kind of special ink, or I don't know what you have?
No, just one of the books he would carry back to school, because there's probably a new set. He probably mixes it in with the rest of them.
Gotcha. Okay, so it looks like one. It's just like one of his notebooks that he's written stuff down in.
Yeah, it just looks like a notebook he would normally carry.
Fantastic. Wonderful. In that case, can you make me an intelligence check, please? Force you to roll out all the bad. Hopefully.
Yeah, thank you. It's 17.
Hooray! You do a very good job. This is well hidden. Things get passed around. You send some notes to some of the different banks of where things need to be shuffled. To some of the shell corporations, instructions get sent out. You do a very good job. If someone came looking and looked real close, they might be able to see the edges. But let's be honest, that might not be so bad for you. That might be a little more up your alley of it not being perfectly done.
Yeah. He might casually leave something, just a small amount, nothing that would pop out.
Yeah.
That doesn't go to where it needs to go.
Okay. Wonderful. So you're gonna finish that up, and the door to this office is open. The one of the two doors are open, and you hear the large doors of your father's office open. And if you look out the door, whether you're just looking out into the hallway or if you actually step out into the hallway, do you want to step out and look, or are you just gonna sort of watch?
He's gonna step out and look.
Okay. As you step out and look, you see a number of figures in very fine dress, a bunch of people of different races stepping out, and following behind is a very tall cloak that just has tendrils of smoke sort of rising out of the front of it, and one set of very large curled horns that walks out amidst all of them, and everyone sort of bows their head to this being, who sort of the hood slowly turns and looks at you, and you feel this chill run over you, and it looks back to the direction it was going and continues walking out the front. And everyone
I recognize
follows.
who that was.
You recognize... Well, roll me history or flat intelligence, whatever you feel like rolling.
It's the same either way.
Fair.
And there went that dice. I
It's a
missed.
Dante snack.
No. So 5. So no.
5. No. This is... You have seen a number of, like, ambassadors to your family's patron. So probably that, you could guess. And lastly, your father steps out and, cordial as ever and very sort of smiling and very, he has his performance on, right? And as soon as the door closes, he doesn't like slump, but there is like a demeanor change where all of a sudden he is stoic and hard. And he turns and looks straight at you down the hallway, and then turns and walks back into his office with the understanding that you are to follow.
He will follow then.
All right. He will sit down at his desk and turn and peek his fingertips and lean his elbows on the table. Do I need to tell you how disappointed I am?
No, I'm aware.
Good,
I've
at least you're
already
smart
took
enough for
action
that.
to amend it.
I hear you have a girlfriend.
I told you that.
A little bird told me.
I may be acting over friendly to some. Have to practice the charm you want me to do if you want me to run the company. Which requires a bit of manipulation.
If you are telling the truth, please roll me a persuasion. If you are telling a lie, please roll me deception. You don't have to tell me unless you want to.
Nope. $23.
Ha 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 ha.
There it is.
When it counts.
Yes.
Your father will lean back in the chair. He doesn't look impressed, but he looks slightly more relaxed. Well, I'm not going to tell you not to take some kind of mistress when you're already betrothed. Do as you please. But please, for the love of Haster, don't make it so obvious.
Apologies. I'm still trying to get the hang of this. Can't say I've had much practice with our events, considering they're very structured.
Perhaps it would be best to have Y'Shala come out and visit to at least make some kind of presentation to the rest of campus to understand that you are, in fact, the Mormaris family is getting skeptical. They have also heard of possible scandal, and they don't want any of that.
Oh no, we don't want to ruin the arrangement we have.
Correct. So, I know this year is almost over. So, I expect you to finish well, and then you will spend the summer with Y'Shala, understood?
Of course.
Do you not have classes today?
No, classes were early today, so we already went to tackle the books.
Good. Well, it seems we have something of an understanding. I'm happy to see that you're finally understanding your role here.
Of course, for the family, right?
Correct. I have my own work to do, so I will see you at the end of term.
Of course, Father. I'll get back to work right now.
And he will put his head down to whatever he's working on.
Telbron's going to leave the room right away, but calmly.
Yeah. The doors will close behind you.
Just kind of takes a breath. And is going to retreat to his chambers for a bit.
Fantastic. We will leave you there for a moment before you head back. And we will cut over to the Fire Jolt Cafe, where the rest of our friends are enjoying a coffee, having a snack.
Arlynn's feeding tiny bits of banana to Uzik.
It's going.
Celdrynn's sitting there across from Arlynn, and he's just staring at the thing blank. He's never seen this thing before, but he's fascinated by a gelatinous cube.
How jealous is Shay is the question here right now.
Shay is looking and investigating and kind of like hops off your shoulder and walks across and kind of goes. And Uzak looks down and goes. And Shay looks up at Arlynn and goes, "Brynn."
Arlynn goes, "Okay, Uzak, make friends," and like hands a piece to Uzak to give to Shay.
Instead of a big, it makes a little hand and takes it, and like it fully goes into the gel, the goo, and then goes onto the table and rolls it out, and it's just this like goo covered banana.
Oh.
And Shay kind of looks at you, looks at Uzak, looks at the banana, looks back at Uzak, looks at the banana, looks back at Nell.
Nell's just gonna like hand gesture to be like, "There you go, Shay."
And
Oh. We need fan art of this Patreon.
Oh my god.
Fan art. Fan
best
art, please.
friends.
They're not going to create like any type of like super ooze or super fungus together, are they?
They'd be cool if they
Super
did.
friendles.
Yeah.
Why did she...
Super. Super.
Arlynn's gonna scoop up Uzak and be like, "Celdrynn, have you met Uzak?" Oops. And hold him very close to Celdrynn's face. So he can reach out his tiny ooze arms and hug his face.
Just grabbed Celdrynn right by the face.
Celdrynn is just, he's like completely still. And he's like, "Is this a new pet?"
Yes, this is Uzak.
It starts to get kind of glittery inside, almost like tiny like champagne bubbles. Just kind of.
He likes you.
I like give it a pat.
Your hand goes, and you have like just a thin sheen of ooze.
What does it taste like?
That's a good question.
Probably
Cinnamon.
banana right now.
Yeah, he tastes like a cinnamon
Ooh,
banana. Like, you know, if you like put a little cinnamon on like banana pudding.
Now I won't. Now I wish I'd eaten the banana.
Yeah, I'm like, cinnamon banana jelly. That sounds delicious.
It does sound delicious.
We're all going out for boba. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't eat
There you go.
Uzak.
Bloop, bloop.
Oh, but he's not coffee. Oh, we're here for something. Coffee. What did
Here's
you
the
guys
coffee.
want?
Mina walks over and Christa can't remember what your orders are, but is like one whatever, one whatever, one whatever, one whatever, and one whatever.
Oh, thank
Arlynn's
you.
gonna be like, "Hey, can you make that thing that you made Kai last time that you said you couldn't make and then you did? It was really good."
Yeah, the macchiato.
Oh. Of course.
What? That's
Yeah.
what
It's
you called it.
delicious.
She'll leave. Like biting her tongue. We'll go back and make the thing.
Traz, no. Traz says Uzak is emergency food in the chat. No, Traz. No.
We're out of
Emergency
rations.
Let Celdrynn eat it.
I mean, they're both edible, right? It's a mushroom and jelly.
Oh my god. We're just putting together a snack.
I just
This
imagine
is
like
why Shay. This is why Shay doesn't like you, Traz.
Correct.
Hey.
He knows. They know. As you guys are sitting around waiting for your coffees, Nora, your sort of TA, your res person. What's that term?
All right.
Your RA. Your RA.
yeah,
Resident advisor. There's also essays,
Yeah.
which are student advisors, which, if you live in
Yes.
America, is always really funny to be asking about your essays essay.
Oh my god.
And your essays
So-
essay.
Awful.
so confused.
You speak a lot of Spanish
Anyway,
down there. What?
you're gonna see Nora walk up. And she's got this massive, like just this huge stack of flyers that she's got in her hands.
Nice.
And she's gonna walk up and go, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Hey, Nora. That's some nice
I
paper
look
you
up
got
at
there.
her, and like my face just like
It's covered in ooze.
no, it's like baggy
I'm very
eyes.
tired.
I look up, and it's like sunken eyes.
Ooh. Rough exam season, guys?
No, why?
Oh,
I
okay.
passed.
I had a great night last night.
Oh, what did you do?
Kai,
Yeah, what?
Yes. But
No,
I was asking,
Arlynn and Kai did it.
did what?
Arlen's
Hey, was that
gonna lean
macchiato
over
done? Can I get that ice?
to Celdrynn and
Sex.
like
What?
Arlyn's leaning over to Celdrynn.
well, and then Nell yelled that, and she'd be like,
I
didn't
"Oh,
hear
she
that.
had sex." I was gonna say it quieter,
You
but
did- Is everyone fucking?
no, this was specifically Kai and myself last evening.
Oh,
But I don't. You would have to ask Kai about the participation of other parties in the future.
So Kai is gonna just kind of walk back to the table,
Uh-huh.
having heard that, having absolutely not heard it with that botch, is gonna walk over and completely innocuously put a hand on like Celdrynn's shoulder and be like, "Buddy, do you want a coffee or something? Like, do you want to?" And just kind of like, "Damn, you're tense." Rub. Do the
Get that,
Orgima
shiver
shoulder
up his
massage.
spine.
Oh, Kai wants to play. Well, this will feel
What?
some stuff later.
Kai,
What's up,
I
man?
look up to Kai as he's
Hey.
like standing over me. I'm like, good job.
What?
So you're fine with an Eiffel Tower, are you, Kai?
A what?
You know, guys, hi, I don't know what I just walked into. I just really wanted to invite you out to the show tonight. It's a thing we do every year. I'm part of the Fine Arts Guild, so we help paint
Oh.
the props.
Bet. Here, hold on.
Nell is miming what an Eiffel Tower is.
You are behind Nora. She's like not looking at you.
and Celdrynn's looking at. Arlen's gonna
Traz,
be
can
like,
you roll me a d20?
Pretty rudimentary now. You sure you don't want to do a pentacle?
Sorry, Traz. Yeah, roll me a d20. It's
Me roll
just,
d20? Okay.
Yes. It's the Rose Stage Festival. It's like
Oh.
a fun like improv thing and everybody can participate. I thought that might be what I don't know. I know Kai, you're going into Prismari. I thought maybe you would want to participate.
Oh,
and
don't worry about him. He's going into everyone.
Telbron, on that line, you walk into the fire jolt, hear Celdrynn say Kai's going into everything, and see Nell making
Dying.
these motions and various
Oh,
innuendos.
Oh, do I see Trazelta? Do I see Telbron?
Everyone can roll me a perception check. How about that?
I'm assuming I'm sitting against like I don't know why I'm assuming that.
Oh,
but
no,
I
Random,
rolled
don't
a
look that up.
5 plus perception. Still
Hey,
not great.
16.
That's a 9,
15.
which is half of 69.
Okay, so everybody but Nell.
Okay. I lean
Telbron
over and I'm like,
His back is turned.
Trazelta, congratulations.
Telbron, it's Telbron.
Sorry,
Who?
Telbron, congratulations.
There's a random leg.
Or what?
Oh, I assume that Kai just was with everyone.
Hey,
I'm
what?
right here. What? What are you talking about?
I see conversations have not changed at this table.
No.
Yeah,
No, we
Nell,
got
you
just, you
right
just
here.
like stop mid.
Yeah, they have, bitch. We were at that table last time.
I said the conversations haven't changed.
Yeah, but you
You're
said at
welcome,
this table.
internet.
At this
You're
table.
welcome, internet.
Just crop that.
Yeah.
Oh no. Nora will just be somewhat traumatized and turn and go, "Hey, Telbron, don't know if you guys want to come to this. It's very bawdy. So I mean, that kind of humor definitely goes. It's next week. So if you guys want to come out, that'd be great."
Celdrynn will take a paper out of the stack and he'll look at it and he'll be like, and he'll show the group, and he'll be like, "Does this look interesting?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
I really
I'm down.
do. Okay, I really do recommend it. It's a lot of fun, even if you just come watch.
Are you going to be performing?
Sure. Oh no, I just help with the backing.
You should.
I mean, nah, I'm not that kind of artist.
Yeah, no cap?
I'll leave it. No, no cap,
None. Okay.
none at all.
You should do it, though.
I will think about it.
Good.
I think you
Also,
should do
don't do
whatever you're
anything-
comfortable with
yeah,
and makes you happy.
Exactly. Don't let people force you and
Well,
scare
I just
you.
don't think... Are you going to have much to do if it's costuming at, like, an improv show?
Oh, yes. So we actually have a whole bunch of big props. I helped paint a very, if I may say so, lifelike looking owl bear. So, there's all sorts of fun sets. It's all about kind of improvising like with the stuff.
Wait,
But
is there
it's very
an owl
cool.
bear costume? Can I dress as an owl bear? I want to be an owl bear.
There isn't there isn't a costume, but there's a very cool prop that you can like maneuver and like run the prop. You do a very good owl bear.
Thank you.
Okay, I have to go continue. I have to go continue to hand these out. And Nora will walk away.
Arlynn will turn to Kai and go,
Oh, I'm scared.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we want to go do this thing?
Yeah.
Improv
Yeah,
looks fun.
it's not till next week. We'll do some time jumpy, but
Okay.
Do we
yeah,
want to
sure,
go do
why
this
not?
thing next week then?
Does anyone have anything they want to do before next week?
Telbron's gonna want to talk to Kai.
Okay.
Alone?
Arlynn has 7 more
Yeah.
evenings of things she wants to do before next week.
No my.
Oh, wow.
my.
I see Kai rolled a 20 on his performance.
Once she pops, she can't
Yeah,
stop.
I mean, fair. Yeah, apparently.
I'm going to call her Miss Pringle.
Okay, let's have a day. This will be a different day down the road, unless anyone needs to do something right this very second. We will have a moment a couple days down the road where Telbron, you have an opportunity to ask Kai to meet you at the Fire Jolt alone.
Sounds good. And he's gonna bring one of his books that has the information.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna have to message Kai to wake him up.
Bang
Knock,
on his
knock.
door.
I assume
Hey,
he's
are
at
you
the
in there?
Fire Jolt.
Mm.
Did you invite?
They're at the
Okay.
Fire Jolt. You'll walk up to him, mostly
Okay.
asleep in a chair.
I knock on the table.
So,
You and I should talk about our families.
oh God, I'm not ready for a relationship, Telbron.
Even with not that. No,
Look, I'm flattered, bro, but like, just... I mean, you got a great ass, but no tits to speak of, and I'm not really interested.
That's okay. I'm interested in Nell to begin with. What languages does Kai speak anyway?
That's a great question.
This is a good question.
Oh God, common? Actually, well, you probably don't know. You could ask him. You could start rattling some off, or you just ask point blank.
You know, Abyssal or Undercommon by chance?
No, I speak like real languages. Do you speak Celestial?
That's asshole and Abyssal. Actually,
little
yes.
dick prick in Celestial, which sounds really pretty.
And I'm gonna refine Celestial. I heard that, motherfucker.
Nice. Okay, what do you want? You want to talk in Celestial? What's the big fucking secret? Like, there's got to be like 50 people around here that speak Celestial. We're at a wizard school. You want to really confuse them? Oh, Miktapura. Do you speak Dwarven?
No.
No,
I have no idea.
Okay, well. Alright, Celestial it is. What's up?
I gotta ask, what does your father do for a living?
Kills things, saves worlds, adventures, and makes a fuck ton of money. He's
If
a
Kai's
hero.
paying attention, Telbron kind of pales a little bit.
He's not paying attention at all to Telbron's demeanor.
Okay.
After the way
Yeah, I
Telbron's
put it
been
out
recently,
there,
he's just not taking him seriously anymore. Not until he proves it. We'll see how quick that changes. Yeah, like
So
he does.
he makes
all the shit
money
that I'm gonna be
helping
doing.
people?
Yeah.
You actually think he's a hero?
Yeah. You ever heard of the nose of Vecna? My dad broke that.
So Telbron's gonna bring out the book that has his father's name on it and push it towards him. That name seem familiar to you?
Gargamel?
Look for the largest payment on that sheet.
Nice. Yeah, that's what does it say? Does it just say L?
It says, it just says L, and then tab Superior.
Yeah, that's I mean, like, the realm's not like too big anymore. Most of it's like, but like, yeah, I bet that was like, it's, you know, it's probably my dad or like my uncle. Could be my like, could be my grandma. But like, something that big, yeah, it's probably my dad. Why?
That is from my father's books.
Okay. Your dad.
My
does
father
what,
doesn't
like,
help people.
Okay, but that's why he paid my dad. My dad does.
Yeah,
help
to
people.
kill people. No, Kai.
Okay.
If my father's paying that large a sum of money, he wanted somebody eliminated.
Okay.
Granted, with that amount, it might have been a significant amount of people, to be honest.
What are you trying to say?
Your father's not who you think he is.
Okay. So, pushes the book back across the table. Okay. So, I know you have daddy issues, bro. But just because your dad's a piece of shit doesn't mean you have to project that, okay? So, yeah, your dad does bad shit. Like, really bad shit. But you know who hates bad people? Other bad people. And some bigger, badder motherfucker probably was pissing your dad off, so he figured he could get somebody who wanted to kill him anyway, like my dad, who is killing bad motherfuckers. That is as likely of an explanation. right? Two
If my father
mafias.
wanted to eliminate... No,
What?
if my
Go on.
father wanted to eliminate somebody himself, he fucking could. I've seen it.
Okay, but that's...
He
That-
hires people to keep his hands clean so someone else can take the fall.
Elves don't fall. There's your problem. We fly.
And what happens
Look-
to your father if the Stevedores fall?
Ah,
Your family's name is linked to them. You don't think they're gonna come looking for you, Al?
let them come. The fuck do I care? You like what? You're worried your family's gonna get flushed or something? Like,
Quite to the contrary, I want them to be flushed. I don't want
Okay.
you to get hurt as collateral. Hi, you always talk about heroes. What if the villain is someone of your own blood? Do you have what it takes to stop them if push came to shove?
I'm assuming we're talking about you right now.
I've already made my choice with my family. You might need to consider yours.
You... You stay out of my business, we're not gonna have a problem. You keep talking shit about my family, we're gonna have a problem, though. And I'm fine being friendly with you. Okay? You have to work your shit out. One word in a book means shit. I'll see you at the rose thing. Here. It's for coffee. Toss a coin down. I'd hate to be in Stevedore debt. And he's gonna just bounce. Also, sorry, Trez.
Amazing. That was fucking sick. No,
Like,
that was beautiful.
I know where he's coming from. I'm real sorry. I know where he's coming from. I'm not saying you're being a good friend. You're being a good friend.
No, I 100% expected this. But
Yes.
Telbron wants to try.
Yeah, no, he needs
Like-
another season of development. He needs another season of development before he
Yes.
can believe this shit.
Okay, does anyone else have something they want to do before the rose? No?
I
Okay.
didn't break my glasses. That was nice.
Congratulations.
Could you hear that through the? Did you hear the?
I heard the
Yeah,
creak.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
I was
Wei,
like,
what did you have?
oh, do I want to do it or do I like these glasses enough not to? I'm like,
Don't
I actually
break
kind of
them.
like these. I actually like these quite a bit.
Yeah, don't break them.
Wei, were you good? Did you have something?
Nope.
No? Okay. Wasn't sure if you were going to say something. Okay. So a few days will go by, about a week or so, and the night of the Rose, the Rose Stage Festival will arrive. And so you guys will head to the stage. And it is a beautiful outdoor venue. As everything freezes because I opened up Roll20. So Kelly, if you want to bop us over to the map screen, we can look at this gorgeous map made by our very own Otheon, because the OG map was kind of boring, to be honest, and he threw this together, and it's beautiful.
Sounds good to me.
So you guys will approach. The seats are full. They're like from you before you can even see the stage, you can hear it. There's people laughing, there's music that seems to start and stop and kind of flow up and down. You hear like, weird noise. You hear something that sounds like a kazoo. You hear that from somewhere off in the distance, and tons of laughter and creaking of stages and stuff like that, and tons of laughter and clapping. And as you guys approach, you'll see there's a few people up on the stage, and then there's a few people in the seats. There's a ton of people in the seats, a couple people up on stage, and as you approach, you will, I think you guys met Rabina before. She is a human who is one of the band folks. I think she's friends with Aurora, so you've met her sort of through Aurora. And actually Aurora's probably over there as well, since she's in band. So her and Rabina are over in what looked like an orchestra pit of sorts. And the orchestra is laughing just as much as the rest of the audience, so the music kind of comes and goes as they get control of themselves. And then you can see a couple of students that you don't recognize up on stage. And all of, like Nora said, there's all of these crazy props that are kind of at the edges of the stage. There's some absolutely stunning painted works. Like she said, you see a giant owl bear. There are a bunch of like cutouts of waves. Is also a basilisk and a chimera on like big wheels that can be rolled around. There are rain clouds, like glittery raindrops, a big ship. All sorts of like out of tune instruments, like a hurdy-gurdy, and then like giant scepters with gems that are just made out of like glass and stuff, but they're absolutely gorgeous. But it's all beautifully made. But the people up on stage are just having some kind of really like rowdy body conversation. One of them is looks like a very like is wearing very nice armor, but like clearly the person in it is way too small, so it's kind of clanking around, and the person is speaking very, very eloquently and very floridly, and then the person next to him is wearing like a crooked crown and like is kind of hiding behind a very big robe, and this knight of sorts seems very, very exasperated with this sort of cowardly looking king, and they're having a funny little conversation. And then you see who I don't know if you guys have actually met yet, but you've probably seen him around campus. His name is Quintilius. And he is one of the members of the Play Actors Drama Guild. And you can kind of see him behind the scenes sort of directing, and there's a bunch of people backstage that he's kind of like, he'll send people in and then they come on stage in a different outfit, and then kind of the scene shifts to have them and one of the other people leave, and so this kind of seems like some kind of like improv play that sort of just rolls with it. And a bunch of people are up there rolling around the things, and a bunch of people are playing kazoos. Are you guys going to join the audience for a little bit?
Is this something we can participate in?
We've arrived together.
Yeah, so Nora said that you guys are welcome to participate. There will be a little sign that says actors this way, and has a little sign that kind of goes around the back.
Fuck it, I'm going on stage.
Celdrynn's gonna
Brynn.
take a look at that, and once he sees Kai goes, he's thinking about joining already, so he'll follow Kai.
Come on, Arlynn.
Brynn.
I was going to ask if Kai and Arlynn showed up holding hands. That's a question for Kai's player.
Ooh. That is
It's been 7 days.
It has been 7 days.
Have they been together? Because Kai has other prospects. I found my list of Pamitha and Monica the Centaur and Bagheera.
Really?
Oh shit, Monica the Centaur? I forgot about her.
And Pamitha, your friend
forgot
from
about all of these.
What about Enretha?
Oh, I forgot about Enretha.
And as you continue, you know they're getting sweeter.
Exactly.
Would Arlynn grab for it?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, hey. Okay. Man, your hands are small.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you coming on stage?
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. I mean, like, what are
You were
what are
pretty good
people
on
even
stage,
doing
like,
up
at the
there?
beginning of the year.
Yeah, I was feeling more braver than usual. Yeah, I'll come, but I might just watch from backstage and see if I want to go out on stage.
You should come. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I said I would come.
I like the sound of that. All right.
Goodness. Okay, you guys are gonna go around the back there. 2, 3. Nell and Telbron. How are you two interacting?
I know she's
I
still
think-
keeping her distance.
Yeah, I think Nell's still keeping her distance a little bit. And I think seeing Kai and Arlynn, I think Nell's gonna be like, I'm good. I'm gonna go sit in the audience. I don't really feel
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just I don't feel like making a big performance. I feel like I've done a lot of drama recently. So I'm gonna go sit down in the audience. And I can provide special effects from the stage if you need it. And her hands will start to glow slightly from druidic magic. And Nell's like gonna just like be awkward and go sit down in a seat.
Wonderful. Traz, what's Telbron doing?
He's gonna give Nell her space,
Okay.
but I think he wants to go backstage and help with sounds, with thermatology.
Okay. I will let you know. You do recognize one of the folks in the front of the audience is Grayson, who you guys have kind of avoided since the Manor debacle, and still have not given him Sassy Sally Jane. So he might catch your eye and sort of look a little exasperated and then look back.
Did we decide to give it to him, or did we decide to keep it?
No, Nell still has it. Last I checked.
Can we? I mean, I figured we would probably have this talk before.
Yeah, we can say that for the time being you wanted to lay low and didn't want anybody to, because like you were impersonating him, so you probably wanted to stay away from him for a little bit. Well, we'll say that if everyone's comfortable with it, we'll say the conversation was we're gonna hold on to it for the time being, and then go from there.
Telbron might go see him first, then realizing we didn't hold up our end of the deal.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna put Nell sort of center stage there, and then yeah, Telbron, you can go over and sit with Grayson. Telbron?
Grayson, doing well?
I mean, I feel a little short on certain items, but other than that, doing great. Yourself?
Managing. You'll be happy to know we did actually retrieve the item, but the professors are keeping a really close eye. We didn't want them to realize we had the item in question. We
Understandable.
can give it to you whenever you need at this point.
It's much appreciated.
I do have another question, though. Rumor has it you're good at getting information.
I'm glad even within 1 year I have that reputation.
My family talks a lot. Nothing good about your family, but they don't talk good about anybody besides their own.
That's the impression I've gotten, yes. And what does that have to do with me?
I need information on what my parents have been hiding.
Interesting. Could be a fun little summer project. What's in it for me?
What are you looking for?
What is any good reporter always looking for? Information. A lead. There's only... You know, for a magical university that's founded by dragons and has some of the most incredible mages working at it, it's not terribly exciting. You lot have honestly been the most exciting thing going on.
Curious that the dragons of Magic hide all the blood money they have in the school.
Oh, well, yes. They're dragons, though. Of course they have blood money. Got it. Do you know half the people that go to the school?
You have no idea.
More than half. Half of them have to be children of adventurers. How much blood are on their hands? Yes, sure, they do it for the greater good, but, you know, how many lives?
I'm talking about blood money. Not just the adventurers.
I suppose that's fair.
Perhaps a name that's praised here that shouldn't be. I'm not talking about my family.
Oh. Who are we talking about?
So if you wanted to rat my family out, by all means.
That could be fun, but unfortunately I do know your father. And I love a risk, but not that one.
I do have information, but it is loosely tied to my father.
Okay. Are you gonna share it?
The House of L has an assassin in their family, hired by my own.
Interesting. Like as in El Hall.
Yes, and the sum of money is quite large.
Interesting. I mean, not that I want to get on an assassin's bad side, but exposing someone of that importance to the school, especially when their legacy is attending, is intriguing.
I would like to see these legacies torn down. Stevedore, L. Could get me killed, though.
Better you than me.
Well, someone's attempted to assassinate me once already. It's another one.
What's another one indeed? All right. I will work on it. No promises, but I'll see what I can find. I presume you're going to survive until next year?
Assuming I don't fail any more tests, which I shouldn't.
Wonderful. In that case, you have a deal. And he puts his hand out to you, but then sucks it back and goes, "And I need the doll."
Right. I'll get with the one that has the doll. When do you want it?
Next week's fine. Whatever counts as Fantasy Wednesday at 9 bell.
Okay.
And he'll put a hand out to you.
He'll shake it.
All right. Enjoy the show.
You as well.
And where does Telbron go?
Then he's going to go backstage and help us sound effects.
Okay, fantastic. Wonderful. So everyone that goes backstage, you guys will see Quintilius, and you can see he has kind of a lineup of people next to him, and he's like, "All right, okay, ready, go." and go, and is sort of sending people out onto the stage. And he'll wave at you at the four of you, I guess, and goes, "Hey, all right, wow, hi, welcome. It's Quintilius. Lovely to meet you."
Hello,
Telbron.
it's nice to meet you.
So
Hi. What are you guys looking to do? Props, acting. What do you want?
I'm the CEO of improv.
I love that attitude. Okay. All right, here. Grab a name out of this box here.
Yeah. Dickus.
Celdrynn will take
Roll
one as well.
me. Perfect. All of you can roll me a D12. Whoever is taking a name out of the box.
That
I'm
is
the
just
sound
gonna
effects.
Yes,
wait.
I know you're chuckling at stick a hand in.
I'm gonna wait back here and watch for a minute if that's okay. Is that okay?
yeah.
Yeah, totally fine. You can run one of the props too if you decide.
I can help you with the sound effects. Starts making sounds with thermatology.
Where the
Oh,
fuck is
very
Nell?
cool. Yeah, we got a couple of those. Who?
What?
Normally we have an extra. Is she around anywhere?
Nell's sitting this one out.
Yeah, fuck that. She in the audience, like nearby?
You are kind of hidden. If you try to reach out towards the stage, Quintilius will pull you back. Goes, not yet.
All right, what'd I pick?
Here,
What-
pick your thing.
I picked the thing.
Roll me
7.
D12.
7.
7. Okay, yours. You have pulled the swashbuckling servant.
Okay.
And Celdrynn with an 8 has rolled the bawdy noble, as in BAWDY.
Question.
Yes.
Can I be an owl bear?
You can be that owl bear.
What's he pointing at?
Oh, you know what? Hang on. Reaches in, kind of grabs a couple out, pulls. Oh, there we go. Here, and hands you the one that says "Very Hungry Monster."
Perfect. Thank you.
There is a whole bunch of sort of costume pieces next to you, more or less whatever you can kind of think of there being. There isn't an owl bear costume per se, but there is like a hood that is clearly like a bird mask kind of thing, and like a big like bear kigurumi.
I will do that.
Fantastic. Kai and Celdrynn, what do you grab?
A sword.
Okay,
And
there is a sword.
Is there like just a noble's outfit?
Yeah, there's one that's like the jacket's like way too small, but the pants are way too big.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll grab that. I'll take like a handkerchief and make an ascot out of that.
Beautiful.
I'll grab a scarf and a big fancy hat.
Fantastic. So the two out there right now, you see is someone yelling, you can't be on my ship with that kind of attitude. What the hell do you think you're doing? Get out of here. And is like kind of booting at the backside of the other person on stage, who is a person in a suit with cat ears, going meow, 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 and kind of running around the stage as the captain kind of tries to chase around and kick him. And Quintilius is going to reach back and grab Kai by the shoulder and go, okay, go.
What do we do?
And so you have been thrown into a scene with a furious sea ship captain and a cat dressed in a business suit who then runs off stage. So it's just you, the swashbuckling servant, and a furious looking ship captain who and then there's a couple of people that have like one person has a big boat that they've rolled out on stage, and then another person has waves that they're kind of like rowing back and forth, so it looks like waves.
Celdrynn will. Oh, sorry.
Wait.
Go ahead.
We just got Kai first.
Sup, Captain? 'Tis I, Buckle McSquash. Swash. The most swashbuckling butler on the 7 seas, on the 11 seas.
Well, you best be swashing the buckles up in the crow's nest because it's a disaster up there, and it best be fixing it up, so get your ass up there, why don't you?
I was not told to bring a donkey on this vessel. Perhaps there's one in the ship's hold?
Makes donkey noise.
Well, perhaps I should go find that one.
And he sort of goes to stomp off stage, and Quintilius grabs Celdrynn and throws him out on stage.
Celdrynn will kind of trip over his steps for the first few, and then he will say, "Now, servant, I hired you to take over this ship. You and I, we shall make this our new home."
Yes, sir. We shall buckle all of the swashes and poke at them with our S-words and our swords. Stupid shit.
The
Suck
two other students show up with a bunch of water elementals painted on wooden, like it's basically like a sign with a wooden handle with a big sort of painted water elemental that goes Telbron, if you'd like to make swooshing noises.
Yep.
Celdrynn will walk up to the edge of the edge of the ship and tear open his shirt, and he says, "Ah, I love the sea breeze against my supple chest."
One of the people holding the elemental will just kind of start lightly smacking you in the chest with it.
Nell's gonna cast Gust at Celdrynn and just like put a breeze in front of him.
Amazing.
Inexplicably, his hair also like begins to grow, like
get longer.
Gonna push down
Kai?
on his sword belt, giving himself the sideways sword erection, looking at Celdrynn.
He turns over his shoulder and looks at Kai and says, "My gentle servant, your weapon. You're quite skilled with your weapon."
Yes, though I'm not terribly gentle, sire.
It has been some time since we have crossed swords.
Perhaps a duel is in order?
Touch the tips.
I require performance checks. I will give you both advantage from the help of Nell's Gust and Telbron's sound effects.
Okay, so that is a 22 for me.
Yeah, come on, you charisma-based sorcerers. Come on.
And a 19 from
Let's go.
Celdrynn. The audience, a lot of them have kazoos, and a lot of them are like, you know, just like full. Oh god, what were the things?
Oh,
those
the
weird
noise crackers or the
horns.
penny whistles?
Vuvuzelas?
A vuvuzela, yeah. Vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela, there we go.
Vuvuzela is the same
Vuvuzela.
thing, it's just different syllables.
It's the magic version. It's a vuvuzela.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A vuvuzela.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes. So, but everyone is killing themselves laughing. You have all done a very, very good job. Sorry, that was a 22 from Kai and a 19 from Celdrynn. Beautiful. As you walk towards each other, tips front. Quintilius will push Brynn or push Arlynn forward as the very hungry monster. You will get pushed
Monster
out on
noises.
I'm an owl bear. Also, I am your appointed insurance adjuster for this ship. She's got a tie around her neck with like the owlbear costume.
Oh my, an owl bear.
An owl barrister.
I'm afraid we've looked over your claim, and you're going to be responsible for all charges.
Maybe
We have no
this.
secrets here. We are willing to bear everything to you.
If only we had an owl to help us bear all.
Now it's gonna wild shape into an owl bear.
Oh no!
Uh-oh, you're
'Cause
gonna
it
make
is-
all of the internet really mad.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm doing it, baby.
I fully support this. You turn into an owlbear. The audience gets a little startled at first, but then kind of starts laughing as they realize that you're just a druid. And you go on stage, and Quintilius runs out to you and hands you, like holds up a little slip in front of you, and you have rolled a 11.
Yeah.
Yours is an adult in a toddler's body. So may I possibly recommend being a baby owlbear?
Yes. Now suddenly looks at that and then tweaks it a bit and then just shrinks down. And you suddenly see the bit that she like rolls on her back and like just starts like grabbing her back paws and just like doing like the little bear cub roll on stage.
This is my supervisor, a senior owl barrister. Really, you think so, sir?
Perhaps we can work off our debt?
The people that are laughing in the side, one of them will roll out the giant owl bear that's like a cutout, and we'll kind of like push that out into the audience and kind of start like wiggling it so it looks like it's kind of like moving up and down too.
Excellent. Our
I haven't
intern
make
is here as
stomping
well.
noises while it's doing that.
Yes. Yes, good, the intern.
Why are they reverse sizes? Like, why is the important one
Hey,
small and like the...
It's not the size that counts, it's how you use it.
I disagree.
You didn't, that's not how you felt last night.
Oh,
That's true, my lord. I am sleeping with the owl bears. For I am part owlbear too. By volume.
And the rest of the audience, so the rules of this is you get advantage when someone encourages you. I'm going to say because Kai and Celdrynn did so well in their performances, the whole audience is encouraging Nelloris and Arlynn. So please roll me performance checks.
Oh boy, I have a -1. So let's.
Yeah, you
Believe in
do.
I got 11.
I rolled
with
shout
advantage.
out to the two. Oh, it's advantage. Okay,
It's
there
with
we go.
advantage. Yeah, roll with advantage.
All right,
I rolled a 3 first.
that's
Oh,
a
nice.
7
That
minus 1. That's a 6.
Oh my
Six.
god, it was so bad.
People, the laughter kind of dies down a little bit. It's unfortunate because I thought that was the funniest shit, Brynn. But I think everyone was just a little excited to see how far Kai and Celdrynn would go, so they were a little upset that you guys kind of broke it up with actual comedy.
Just Arlynn came out and went doop, and it was like just the feedback noise. I am the barrister.
Yeah,
It was a great joke if you were on
Precisely.
stage, but it just didn't
Yes.
carry. Yeah.
Wonderful. So we have let me just consult our map here. So we've got Kai and Celdrynn out on stage with Arlynn and Nell kind of at the front there. Let's bring you guys. I'm gonna bring you a little far forward here, Kai, because I guess you guys were kind of
Yeah.
near one another. Telbron, you're out the back there. Fantastic. So you guys are doing this, and the large the audience has kind of calmed down a little bit. But can I get perception checks from everybody?
So I'm technically
16.
wild shaped, so I get advantage on perception.
There you
Does this
go.
rely on sight or smell? Does this perception? Is it sight?
No, it's sight. Yes.
Okay, cool. So I do get advantage.
You needed one for me too.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh goddamn! Good job, everybody.
Wisdom.
So Traz, this is
I did okay.
this is a little bit hard for Telbron to see because he's sort of in the back wings. But everybody else notices something a little weird from the big owlbear prop. You hear the crowd roars with laughter, but all of a sudden you start hearing guffaws turn to like confused, like almost fear. And you notice that all of a sudden sounds that had been Telbrons sort of making monster noises are now like monstrous shrieks that are coming from right next to all of you. In fact, it is coming out of the frothing beak of the what you thought was wooden owlbear, as the what was comically posed owlbear painted on wood transforms into a real and enraged owlbear and begins racing towards you. And I think that's where we will call tonight.
No!
What? No.
I want to punch it.
I don't know if we're gonna get through it. We're almost at 11, so I figure we'll call and then we'll have the owlbear fight next week. We'll just need to sort of rush through some stuff. We had way too much fun tonight, and I didn't want to cut you guys short. Next week, apologies. Next game, I should say. Which is going to be our last one for year one. So I'm really we're gonna have to rush through everything. But thank you guys so much for this incredible game. You're all amazing. It's hard to force you on to path because your guys' intrigue and stories is honestly kind of so much better sometimes. So
a pre-written
I hope
module,
enjoyed.
you don't say.
You know, yeah. Well, and I considered just being like, oh, you're gonna sit in the audience and then we'll just jump to the owlbear fight. But I was like, no, you guys deserve to have this, and you all did amazing. The Wei, you always blow me away when you do these ridiculous. I never expect, I don't know why I don't expect it from you. I should at this point, but I never expected from you, and it's always so good.
Because he's like stealth dignified. Like he's just like, yes, I'm very dignified. Poopy. It's just great. I love it.
And we were about like 2 turns away from me asking if I could catapult Kai's pants away.
Oh my god!
I like that you ask, but you know you never have to ask, right?
You guys.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I mean, you can
and Brynn, being an owl barrister was perfection.
Well, I was trying to figure out who Arlynn would think was a monster, because I think the card said vicious monster, right?
A vicious monster. A hungry monster.
An insurance adjuster. Oh, yeah. An insurance adjuster.
That sounds like a hungry monster.
They're monsters.
We're here to check on your extended warranty.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you get it. Like, this is a pretty good swashbuckling outfit, as it turns out. You just got to pop the collar.
That is actually a pretty good swashbuckling.
There we go.
Oh my.
The strap makes it.
It's the strap. It's the strap that does it for sure.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Got my outfit for next game. I don't have to wear the damn necklace. Oh, it's good.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, patrons. You're so wonderful. Thank you for everybody watching this later. I hope you enjoyed it. If you still haven't joined our Patreon yet with all of this ridiculous content, why not?
Come on, if you get us to 500 Patreon patrons, then I promised something at 500 last week, and I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, you did. I forgot what it was.
What was it?
There's something
Weren't
dumb.
you were gonna
Oh, I
run
said I'd write
something?
Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I'd write the
Oh,
I'd write the
right.
sequel
that's
book for
right.
it.
The sequel to Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Yes. Thank you, players, for being here. You're all amazing. Thank you for really leaning into all of it. You are all very, very incredible, and I'm very, very lucky to have you. And I'm very excited for next week as we will end the year. We are going to have a couple of I think we're gonna probably go like a month off.
Yeah, we're coming back
We
in
might not
February.
start up again until like February. But what we're probably going to do is maybe do a couple little like Strixhaven side quests, and have some other
Ooh.
players get to come in and play some Strixhaven as professors or janitorial or something ridiculous like that. So I'm very excited for that.
Magical
But yeah,
creativity.
if you're watching this right now, thank you so much or watching this live. Thanks so much, Patreon. You guys are wonderful. It's so exciting to be able to do this, and it's because of you that make it possible. Thank you, players. You're all very wonderful. I know you all have very busy schedules and very big things to do, so thank you so much for making time for us. So we will see everybody, or we'll be airing episode 3. So we'll be broadcasting episode 3 on Twitch next Monday. Correct, Kelly?
No, it's 2 weeks. So it'll be the
For the
Sunday.
rebroadcast?
Yeah, it'll be on the 18th now.
Oh, okay. So we're not doing anything. Why am I in July? Oh, right.
I don't know why you're in
Now I
July.
remember.
It's because we moved the. It's because I don't want to have to broadcast when on Christmas when I'm going to be doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
very
it's
valid.
in lockstep. So you're getting stuff super early, is what it is. Or at least it's
I
getting
just
released.
typed July into Google search. I was trying to look up calendar, and I just
July.
put July
Created
into
for
Google.
Julius Caesar.
July.google.com.
Okay, so the 18th is going to be episode 3 for the public broadcast,
Yeah.
which was very cool. We were running at like the 3rd largest D&D stream last Sunday, even with a rebroadcast, which was pretty cool.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, so tell your friends about it. Anyone that isn't in the Patreon, tell everybody about it, rave about it everywhere, tell them to come watch it. And then on the 19th is December 19th is when we will have our next episode. Any other things you want to do before we wrap?
Let's go ahead and do the Patreon. Thank you. So to Shalton the World Builder, thank you so much. To the Divine Producer, DM Michael Gray. To the demonic patrons, Bricarius and Soul Omen, thank you so much. To the Wizard of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric. To the Traveler, Trazelta. Hey Trazelta. Hey, Traz, how's it going? Cubby Gummy, Amberthus Buddy, and Taryn, the Princes of the Patreon. Thank you all. And thanks all the new patrons who joined this past week. And thanks to those who left over the last month too, because thanks for being here. Even if you come back later and find that I thanked you, then cool. Thanks for being there. Yeah, that's what I got. Thank you.
Amazing. Anybody else have any plugs they want to throw out there for upcoming gigs?
Yeah, come watch me and Michael Friday and a bunch of other Patreoners cause chaos on an island in Breck's game. It was a good time.
Yes.
And
Beautiful.
come to Dragonlance.
Yep,
Yes.
go watch Dragonlance. Oh, and this coming Saturday, the 10th, is going to be my last episode over on Lawful Stupid, because my life has gotten stupid busy, and so I'm unfortunately having to step out of that game. So I am going to have my.
You're not going to drown,
goodbye.
right?
I hope I'm not planning on drowning. It might happen. I do have some water from the river Styx currently, so maybe I'll just drown myself.
You should not have that.
I really shouldn't. No one should have allowed me that, but I am.
No.
Yes. But other than that,
they finally found you.
And now that song's in my head. Thank you.
Oh,
You're
God,
welcome.
that song's good.
Styx should be
I saw
in
that
everyone's
live.
head.
It was fucking amazing.
You saw that live?
Grew up with it.
I saw Styx open for Def Leppard.
Damn.
Styx was way better.
That's like
than
a
Def Leppard, I'm
baptism
gonna
of
be honest.
rock.
It
Yeah,
was. It was
right?
incredible. Yeah.
Nice.
I grew up on Sticks, so I'm very familiar.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's it for us. Have a lovely night, and we will see you tomorrow at Call of the Netherdeep, and then see you in a bunch of other stuff, and then we'll see you back at Strixhaven December 19th.
We will. And we'll probably have to start prepping for Mage and Radiant Citadel before long, so everybody get ready.
Yes.
Robin looks away from the camera deliberately. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Night.